Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome to the Nearly Midnight Movie Chat. Today, of course, is July 21st, 2020, and I just have to state this fact to people out there, because apparently I've been doing that a lot today. It's goddamn hot. It's really hot. But I'm on camera because I love you, and it's warm as hell in my room. So if you hear a fan going, it's because I have no choice. I'm literally a fat, sweaty puddle right now. But what a day. What a day. So let's take a look at the comments here, so I know I'm behind. All right. What did I think of Spawn 1997? Good movie. Terrible CG in regards to aging, but a fun film nonetheless. And I really like John Leguizamo, Martin Sheen, Michael Jai White, and I think the soundtrack was really good because it introduced me to Sneaker Pimps. Very happy with that. Let's see here. Better Brad Bird movie, Iron Giant or Incredibles? The answer to that clearly is Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. I'm totally kidding. It's Incredibles. Good films. Let's see here. Did I hear that the Harry Potter movies are all leaving HBO Max? Universal has streaming rights to 2025. Oh, not for long. They're going to buy it out from Universal. 100%. If Tenet gets another release date, say September, will I believe it? No, I won't. No, I won't. If they do that late August international release, as I said last night, I'm just going to freaking pirate it. I have no problem with that. All right. What is one cartoon adaptation that I'd like to see that hasn't been done yet? Like a live action film. I don't know if I want to see a live action cartoon adaptation, right? Or an adaptation of a cartoon into live. I mean, look, we've suffered through a couple, Garfield movies. I don't think we need anything more than that. Let me just kind of skip ahead here. The $3 army, yeah. Dog poop or the fandom menace? I can wash off dog poop pretty easily. Fandom menace, they stick around. So let's see here. Do I think Steppenwolf's design we will see? Though, do I think the Steppenwolf design that we saw in Justice League was a WB decision? It was a last minute decision with, I believe with the effects houses. Yeah. I don't know why specifically, but that's what I think happened. I could be wrong. I'm 100% willing to accept that I'd be wrong on that one. Who would win in a fight? I Am Sam or Forrest Gump? Forrest Gump, dude. He can run fast. He can run further. It's Sean Penn. What kind of question? What kind of question is that? Oh my God. Clearly the answer to that is cripple fight. All right. So let's see. Kyle here says usually toys are based off concept art and never look like the finished product. Like the Ares toys for Wonder Woman. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Have I heard that the new Mutants is going to Disney Plus? Yeah, I saw that trailer popping up today. And some people came out to debunk it. Other people came out to say that it could be real. I'm waiting for Comic-Con at Home Thursday, 2 days from now, a panel on New Mutants. And I'll be talking all about that stuff this weekend as I dive into Justice Con, Comic-Con at Home, and, of course, Save Daredevil Con. There's so much happening this weekend that I am literally just like, oh, my God, I'm only human. You monster. I want to sleep. You monster. All right. Could Tropic Thunder be made today? I think with the right person behind it, you could do it. And I think it would have to be it wouldn't go theatrical. It would go streaming. But I think it could be done today. I just think the Robert Downey Jr., that'd be a hard sell. That'd be a very hard sell, but it would be and it might be reversed. It might be like a black actor playing a white person, or what was it? Zoe Saldana for playing, I forget who she played. Nina Simone, right? Nina Simone is African-American, and Zoe Saldana, I believe, is she's not African-American. She's Latina, if I recall correctly. And there was that kind of, there was claims of blackface on that front as well. So it's you're never going to win with some people. You're just never going to win. It's never going to happen. You're never going to be able to pull one off with everybody. Not nowadays, So I guess the answer to that is just fuck it, man. Let it roll, right? Oh yeah, sorry. We Paint Pictures. I saw you in here last night, man. I am sorry I didn't get to you. You have an official release date for Voorhees. Awesome. When is that release date? Because I remember that trailer, and I remember talking about it, and I wouldn't mind. I do want to see it. So definitely, I definitely let me know. I do want to do more reviews on this channel, especially like reviews of like fan films and stuff, because to help give some exposure where they may not be able to have it. Whatever voice, whatever platform I have, I would love to be able to. You know what? Here's the thing, man. Let's schedule a time. DM me on Twitter at mjarbo, or you can email me. Whatever, my email somewhere. I have a Facebook group. Hit me up somehow and like let me know. We'll schedule a time to like do an interview. We'll do a 1-to-1 interview. Talk about Voorhees before it comes out. How about that? Let me know. I think that'd be pretty cool. Let's see here. Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore? I think you asked me this question, and the answer is Billy Madison, although Happy Gilmore is pretty goddamn spectacular. Do I think if 2003 Daredevil would have been more successful in the box office, we would have gotten a sequel? Yeah, 100%. I think back then, I'm surprised we got Elektra and not a Daredevil 2. It's possible that Affleck just really wanted out. But I thought, I like Daredevil. I do. I like Daredevil. I like the director's cut, minus the Coolio storyline, because that was pointless in my opinion. But I like the director's cut. It's a more definitive version in my mind. And but I also enjoyed the theatrical, and I liked the soundtrack. And I liked the movie, and I liked Affleck as both Murdoch and Daredevil. And I liked Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin, and Colin Farrell as fucking Bullseye was good. Jennifer Garner as Elektra was fine. Although Elodie Young from the Netflix show, I think she was perfect in the role. So she was great. I mean, everything about the Netflix series is perfect. Let's see here. Between Justice League and the second Ghost Rider, Syrian Hins has had an unfortunate time with comic book villains. Yeah, but in my mind, he's always going to be Julius Caesar. So, he's got that first season of Rome that's like top tier. Thoughts on Joe Biden? It's the best we got right now. It really is. It's the best we got. Let's see. What day and time is Justice Con? It starts, I believe it's Saturday and Sunday. They've got a Twitter account. They've got a Twitter account out here. And let's see. Okay, cool. Cody, I see you right there. Thanks a lot, man. I got you. All right. I see you on the group. Thank you very much, man. So, okay. Is there an actual, I think if you go to hashtag JC2020, let me see here. JusticeCon 2020. Okay. Is there an official? There's so many people that are just doing it. I think it's just like hashtag JusticeCon. I don't know, man. I don't know. They don't have, do they have a website? I mean, maybe there's a website. JusticeCon.com. Let me take a look here. It's not loading. It says it's not secure. What the fuck, man? Jesus Christ. All right, let me just take a look. Okay. There we go. JusticeCon schedule announced. 2 days of fun. Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th. So I'll post a link for this in the comment section right now, so you can get that. There you go. Okay. Cool beans. Let's see. Okay, hold on here. Where the fuck am I at? Could Bryan Singer make a comeback? That's a tough one, dude. For one, there's been only allegations, nothing. I mean, there's been like one lawsuit by this guy named Michael Egan. And this is, when I bring this up, people might sit there and say, oh, you're defending Singer. Not defending Singer, but I'm looking at this through like a pragmatic, like this would be the argument to use sort of thing. So they tried to cancel Bryan Singer in 2014, right before the release of X-Men Days of Future Past. And there was a guy named Michael Egan who came out and said that Bryan Singer assaulted him back when he was 17 in 1999. And the allegations that Michael Egan made and the timetables that Michael Egan made were BTFO'd by the fact that at the time he made those, he said that happened in Hawaii. Singer was all the way in Toronto filming the first X-Men movie. So it killed that case and discredited Egan. Now, there are a lot of photos of Roland Emmerich and Bryan Singer throwing these like twink Hollywood parties. So like this WeHo twink party thing. And Roland Emmerich is never anywhere near any of this, which is really weird in my opinion, because he and Bryan Singer were like kind of known for throwing these parties, but yet it's all fallen on Bryan Singer. Roland Emmerich just kind of like keeps going about his business. And he's got no controversy, even though he's pretty attached to the situation. So that's kind of weird. in my mind. However, Singer, if he waits a couple years, it probably could come back. He'll start small. It will be like either a television show, or it will be a low independent movie, or it will be something like an artistic approach. And he'll want to put it out there as a way to, if it's good, not like X-Men Apocalypse, but if it's good and he puts it out there, then people could sit there and go, oh, okay, he's making something good again. But someone goes, oh, but what about these allegations? And then he's like, well, there's been no legal case. And that could be a defense, as the Michael Egan thing could be a defense for that. So I don't know what's going to happen specifically. I don't know, man. I don't know if Singer can make a comeback. I think the dude's a talented director, but he's also got some things that are concerning, and I don't know if they're true or not. And that's the whole problem when it comes to these situations. The question then becomes, do we live in a society that says you're innocent until proven guilty, or do we condemn on the basis of, do we condemn on the basis of allegations? And we've gone through Me Too, and Me Too was corroborated in many different ways, but there were errors. Andy Signor, for example, as much as I think he's a low-life piece of shit, he never assaulted anyone. He never molested or raped anyone. But that was one of the elements that was running. That was one of the frames that was running. And still to this day, if I shit talk Andy Signor, someone's going to guaranteed come in and go, oh, he's a rapist. And then I'm like, no, he's just a piece of shit. There's a difference. You can be a piece of shit and still not be someone who engages in sexual assault. You just cheated on your wife and destroyed your marriage. Not good, but it's not rape. And that's how you have to look at it. So, I mean, we've seen misfires. Then you got Harvey Weinstein, which is, again, a whole bunch of, it's such a complicated, convoluted situation. But I'll tell you, and this is where I'm going to get a little bit political, but this is the thing. And the whole mention of Joe Biden earlier, right? Well, there was that woman, Tara Reid, who had come out with the allegation against Joe Biden. And that was basically protected. The liberals, the pro-Me Too people, protected Joe Biden. Then you come to find out that the Time's Up movement, which was a nonprofit organization that was designed to basically file civil suits on predators. That's what they raised $20 million in capital for. And I don't hear much out of that. Not saying they're not active, but you're not seeing headlines, splashy headlines anymore. And they refused to take Tara Reid's case because Joe Biden has I think because they donated to the Joe Biden presidential campaign or something like that. They have a tie to Biden. So they refused to take on this Me Too allegation against an upcoming presidential candidate because of their political ties, which makes sense that there would be a conflict of interest, but they didn't refer it to another civil rights attorney. They didn't refer it to anyone else who would take this on. Gloria Allred, surprisingly, didn't come out and jump all over this. So there are factors involved in that. There are factors involved in all that stuff. And so it's very interesting when you start to kind of look at the framing of everything and you start looking at everything else and stuff. It just becomes, I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, sorry. That's kind of a weird thing. Once your name is attached to Twink Party, that's a wrap. Well, dude, come on. In West Hollywood, twinks are kind of everywhere. I've been called a bear in West Hollywood. Like bearded dude, glasses, husky. It's a nice way of saying fat. But I've been called a bear in West Hollywood. I went to Kylie Minogue concert, right? And like every gay guy in West Hollywood was there. It was a good show, but like every gay dude in West Hollywood was there because she's like, an icon. And my friend and I went, and he's a big Kylie Minogue fan. I just went because he couldn't find anyone else to go with him. But we're both fat bearded dudes. And we're just walking around being fat bearded dudes. And like there are guys there that are like the pinnacle of like physique, of physical fitness. You know what I mean? Like the kind of dudes that would like even make the straightest guy go, man, I'm not, I want to throw you out of bed sort of thing. And they were eyeballing us. They were eyeballing us the whole time. I've never felt more flattered in my entire life. But I'm just saying it's like, it's a thing in Hollywood, man. Like it's a different world there. It's something that a lot of people don't understand because they don't live in that world at all and they never see it. So, you just get a taste of it someplace else. It's one of those things. Move on. Yeesh. Oh, I'm sorry that slice of Americana and how life operates in West Hollywood with its gay community is a boring topic for you. Americans are stupid. Let's get talking about some real shit. Snyder, which we're going to be getting a lot of people coming on board. Let's see here. Did I finally get to see Corey Feldman's doc? I did not. But we got some guests. We've got Prime. We've got Sue. We've got Zeverfed. I don't know if he's still here or not. Is he?
I'm still here.
Okay. Well, because I don't know if you were in the other streams. I have no idea.
I was in both. I was listening to you and them.
Yeah, so he's just having conflicting things. He's like, ooh.
That was funny. Y'all were both talking about Signor at the same time. So I was like, I gotta get this.
Max, I put the link in the
Max
thing.
failed. You failed, Max.
I put the link in the thing.
Max left it.
Am I missing your questions deliberately? No, I'm not, but I'll go back and send them again. I'll take a look at them. All right, let me send the link to Max. Jeez, Max.
What's up, Six Convict?
They found it. It was your stream.
It was.
Bruh.
Come on, man. Come on, Max. Come on. All right, let me just send it to you.
Wow.
Of course, I close out the Twitter window instead of being, good at what I do. All right, let's see. He probably sent me a DM. Okay, there we go. I'll send him that. All right, guys. So sorry, I missed the ending of that.
One. He copied the YouTube one a bit.
Oh yeah, that's what he's saying right here. Okay, let's see. I'm a little trick. There he is. There he is. There's the man. There's the Mad Max, the Mandalorian, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I copied the wrong damn thing, and then I'm clicking it. It was doing too many things at once.
Oh man,
we got to some amazing stuff on the end of that stream, Matt.
I'll have to go back and watch it. But once I'm not there, I just lose interest.
Yeah, I believe that.
I'm not that egotistical. Everyone thinks I am. That's the funniest thing. I love when I read criticisms about me and people are just like, "You're such an asshole," and I'm like, sometimes. But
that's what I would say. I'm an asshole. I embrace it. You call me an asshole. Hey, assholes get shit done. So hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay. I want to work. Batman and Superman asked the question: when is John Campea moving next to you? I don't know when he's coming to Seattle. Probably not anytime soon.
Ask for that collab.
Yeah. He's not on Twitter anymore, so I'll have to actually watch his content. Someone will tell me. They'll be like, he's going to be hanging out with Jeremy John somewhere in Seattle. I'm going to be like, well, I'm going to Seattle tonight.
Wait a minute. Oh, he's not on Twitter no more? That's crazy.
Nah, he quit. He bailed out a while ago.
Yeah.
It was after the Robert Meyer Burnett.
He got off of Twitter because something got hot. Got hot.
Well, Robert Meyer Burnett got heated, and everyone jumped on Robert. They just started tried canceling him, which was so stupid. It's like if you paid attention to what he was saying, you know exactly what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
but it's like
wasn't his best, but
well, it wasn't his best. But it's like Skylar Schuler from the Dis Insider was attacking him, and I've watched him attack other people as well. Anytime something comes up with the person he doesn't like, he goes out there and he attacks. And today he was out there defending Daniel RPK. And I'm like, dude, this motherfucker steals scoops, which he does. And he also tried to blackmail me. And I'm like, and the thing is, Skylar knew about it. Yeah, it was a dumb thing. The TLDR of it essentially was I called out Daniel RPK's business model. I criticized it in the video. And apparently it cost him a couple patrons. It cost him maybe, I don't know, at max $15 a month. And he got real mad. So he hits me up and he's just he's all you said, he's like, I know you're friends with Mikey Sutton and you've said things about Mikey Sutton. So if you don't, he's like, I could put this out there if you don't delete the video. And I'm just I just immediately screenshotted it, sent it to Mikey. I'm like, look at this shit, I
was asking you about that, Jarbo, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's just that's what cracked me the fuck up though. Is it's just that was so stupid. You're attempting to blackmail me literally over light criticism. But I've learned that if you want to really piss off certain people, do not come at them hard. Don't do it. Come at them very light. Come at them like you're instead of holding a sword, you're holding a feather, and you're just gonna slightly tickle them because that triggers them way more than anything else. If you come at them hard with a hard attack, and you're they will find an argument. They'll find some way to weasel out of it. But if you come out with a real lighthearted criticism, it just strikes their ego and they lose their shit. That's why Mecha Random literally threatened to file a restraining order against me and sue me.
The Harpies?
The Harpy, because I said that she was shit talking Black Panther and she admitted to not seeing the movie. And then she admitted to not seeing the movie. But it was still like, if he ever says my name again, I'm going to go and call the police.
Prime's just shocked. Prime's face is shocked.
Dude, I'm not. I got the video up on my channel, man. I'll send you a link later on. It's funnier
I
than shit.
I got to watch that. Yeah,
dude, it's funnier than shit.
Like, how can you? How can
she jumped on the hate train?
How you go say something about something you ain't watched the movie?
Right.
Well, her defense was I watched a Mahler video on it.
Wow.
Yeah,
you watched someone else's review.
She watched someone else's review, and then yes, which at that point
I like
think
that. It's like that's like what are those for dummies books? The Cliff Notes.
I really think I think that, but to me that summarizes the fandom menace in a nutshell. It's never their opinion; it's somebody else's opinion.
Doomcocks.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like that's why I put out that video today, and I just like it's 18 minutes of me literally just bashing them repeatedly. Just like
for a minute and 30 seconds.
No, the first minute 30 gets you in the door, right? It gets you in the door, and then the pounding comes for the next freaking 17 and a half minutes or something.
But I'm gonna say I got friends in the Phantom Menace. I have an open mind, so I listen to both sides. To all of it. I'm here for all of it.
I'm fair and balanced.
Fence-sitter.
I do
Fence-sitter.
I have friends in the Phantom Menace too, and I say they're all full of shit.
I have people who are friendly with them and everything.
I'll tell them
else.
right to their face. I'll tell you got 5 volumes of bullshit that you want to buy about yourself.
As far as I go with
no one
the
cares.
Phantom Menace, I know no one, but I agree that the sequel trilogy is shit.
Yeah, fine. We can all kind of agree on that. I like Force Awakens a lot.
I'm down with that.
But
I like Force Awakens.
I love Rise of Skywalker.
Parts of it.
Parts of it were good. Parts of it were like whatever. But I mean, like, hey, listen. There were some good moments in it.
It's kind of like sanitizer and a pile of shit. You can sanitize shit, but it's still shit.
Yeah, but you can polish it real well. You can polish it real good.
I just watch it for what they
ILM did a great job of making those films look great. The production value that Disney put into it, fantastic. But the story still sucks.
Last Jedi looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I just didn't like anything that happened.
A beautiful disaster.
I hate when I talk about The Last Jedi.
It's so bad. I don't even remember anything of the last.
Well, because like I am like the eternal optimist when it comes to movies. Like I go into movies hoping that they're good, right? So even now when I think back to The Last Jedi, and it's been 2.5 years, I'm still like, I want to like it. I really want to like it. And then there's
so
parts
much forgiveness was given to The Force Awakens. Like, I'll forgive that. I'll forgive it that it's a carbon copy of, whatever, of Phantom Menace and A New Hope. Just taking elements from it, but I mean, and I went into the theater just like yourself. I went into the theater wanting The Last Jedi to be good, but it started off
with the Yo Mama
stupid.
Joke, and it was just kind of like
Yo Mama, but also the Japor snippet thing, which was stupid. With the girl, and we later find out that the other girl is her sister, and we're supposed to give a shit, and then Finn wakes up out of the coma and flopping all around everywhere.
All I gotta say is like it was beautifully shot. Even the scene with like the bomber and like in the beginning of all that, like and like having that connection, that emotional connection with that woman as she's like sacrificing herself to make sure she gets her payload out. It's just like, yes, there's like the little things that get in the back of your head about it. Like, wait a minute, hold on here. That's not how space works. And that's not how these things work. And then you kind of,
I was willing to suspend disbelief.
But as soon as you start thinking about it a little bit, then you also go, but why'd they kill the hot sister?
Yes. Yes.
And I'm kidding on that. But that's been brought up a lot. That's been brought up a lot.
I'm not kidding.
It's all like you killed Paige Tico. I can't fap to Rose, but I could fap to Paige.
Right. But I think
that's what somebody in the fandom menace says.
They should have introduced Rose Tico on that stupid ass planet, that Canto Bight planet. She should have been a daughter of like one of those, like a dignitary or something, and just like, hey, I'm through with this. I'm going to help you guys, escape or whatever. Yeah. That would have made me care about her more than the whole story arc that she had in the whole freaking movie. It would have been more interesting to me, like, oh, we picked up this girl from this planet. Because other than that, there's really no reason for them to go to this.
My argument is this.
Prime and me are here for the DC talk. I'm playing.
Hold the fuck on, Max. Hold the fuck on. We're gonna get to DC, but you've literally got stars behind you. You've got stars behind you in your green screen. So I'm talking about Star Wars.
You're in hyperspace, like
I don't want to talk about I still can't believe I'm having these damn conversations about the last. My eyes glossed over. I'm like, God damn it!
You've fallen asleep on the stream before, man, so it's all good.
That's what I hate. I hate that.
Why wasn't PETA?
I would rather watch the Last
all
Jedi
over the
than
Last
talk about
Jedi,
Last Jedi.
running those damn animals straight through a freaking solid wall,
Yeah, where was
concussion?
the Human Rights Commission over those children? Huh?
What
about the slave boy? What about the slave boy?
Because they funded the movie. They funded the movie. That's why.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going.
So what you're saying? Are you saying Jeffrey Epstein was involved in the funding of the Last Jedi, and that's why they left the children there on an island? They left them on an island, right?
Allegedly.
Yeah, I'm going to watch the Last. I'm going to watch the Last Jedi because I have no recollection of.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just skip over.
I just know that Luke died.
You should
way, and that's
spoiler.
Once you do it, get that flashy thing from Men in Black and just flash it yourself.
Hold on, this is great. I hated the Lost Vagabond scene.
Oh my god,
that is perfect. That is perfect.
Yes,
that's great.
Yes.
Okay, so I want to. Here's one we could quickly discuss. Name a show that was canceled.
You baited me, Matt. You said the title of your stream is the Snyderverse is canon.
It is canon.
We're talking about the Last Jedi.
I'm talking about a lot of things, Max. You got here late. You don't even know if I covered everything in the first 5 minutes.
I don't think.
Unlike your videos, Max, I actually get to the fucking point.
Oh, that's that's facts.
I'm canceling my membership.
I'll answer his question. There's one show that's from an actual movie that they canceled, and I wish that it would have continued.
Too early.
Minority Report. The actual show was actually good. And
I never saw the show.
I don't remember saying it.
Yeah,
I knew they were making it. I just never gave it the time of day.
Because it was established 10 years later after the events in the actual movie.
That was the Carl Urban one, right? Was that Carl Urban in that one? Okay.
He was in it, and I didn't see it. I love Carl Urban.
You don't like the
voice.
Right.
I'm sorry, what?
You don't like Carl Urban?
Oh fuck! No, dude, I love Carl Urban. Man.
Okay,
I love Carl Urban. Like Dread 2012 is a 10 out of 10. Oh, are you kidding? No, I don't. No, I want him to love me. All right, I would be the little spoon. I would be, dude. He would just come on in and he would just hug and he would then squeeze, and I'd feel safe for the first time in my entire adult life. That's what I want out of Carl Urban.
I'll give a pass to my wife for Carl Urban. Woo!
I'll tell you this, and Henry Cavill, because that man is. I'm comfortable enough my sexuality to sit there and go, he is an attractive man.
Yeah,
it's like when he was putting together that gaming PC, even I was like, whoo, Lord.
Hey, yo, Jarbo.
Yeah,
I'm going to share it to you, bro. So you can actually see it.
I thought you were going to open up about how much you like Henry Cavill. I'm going to open up to you, man. Henry Cavill is
yeah. No, I know it exists. Is it on Hulu? Because I'll check it out, man.
No, it's not on Hulu, man. But
I am not.
That show was really good, and I was.
Is that Megan Good?
Canceled it. It's really good.
Is that Megan Good though? Is that Megan?
Yeah, that's Megan Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Megan Good is good.
Yeah. So
you know it's good.
After I don't know if y'all know, but she's the daughter. If y'all watch the movie. The dude that was doing the I can't think of the name. The bald head black guy that was in the movie.
Morpheus.
No. The black guy that was in the movie.
Sit this one out, Ryan. Sit it out.
I forget, but that's her daughter. That's his daughter.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
she
about to watch that.
Right. Movie? But then but it really goes right after the it goes right. It's really good, man.
It's only one season, ain't it, Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one season.
That's why I can't get into Fox shows. As soon as I see something that's cool and it's on Fox, unless I hear it's got a season 2 commitment, I don't give a crap. And it's just because I've been burned so many times. You know, like talking about shows like good shows that were canceled, like The Lone Gunman only had 1 season. That was on back in the 2001. It literally had its pilot episode predicted 9/11 perfectly. I'm not kidding you.
What about Terra Nova? You think
that was a good? That had like 2 seasons, I think. That's like 2 seasons. That was pretty good.
I thought that was pretty good.
I was getting into it, and then they canceled it.
Yeah, I mean that's Fox. That's
my
Fox.
pick. Yeah,
you know, and it's like
that was high production value too.
That's why they canceled it on Fox.
It's a lot of great shows that they took off that I still to this day like. Why did y'all cancel? I can understand about budget and then about the ratings and stuff like that, but you never know because sometimes shows they kick off in their second season.
Yeah,
the first season, then everybody after the second.
Not a lot of people are hip to when it comes out when it premieres. They kind of catch it on reruns or
word of mouth
streaming.
I caught it after the fact. Yeah, Terra Nova. I caught that after the fact.
Yeah, I wish they reboot that.
Yeah.
Well, I would love it if they would okay, looking at where things are now, like getting back to the Snyderverse because we got to appease Lord Max.
Yes, please. Anything except the Last Jedi.
He's a paying customer, so I guess I kind of have to.
Exposed.
Cash app.
But no, so it's like looking at the
what
idea
about
here.
Holdo?
For 2 months now. 2 months.
So we're talking about Holdo. That's a random bring up, Holdo. Like, no, we don't need to talk about Admiral SJW. I'm kidding. But in regards to I was reading a thing today, and it was talking about how with theaters being down probably until mid 2021, these studios are sitting on these massive IPs, and they need to do something with them. So now's the time to really invest into the streaming because streaming is going to be really where it's at. So, like looking at the Snyder Cut, I don't think that is a one and done. If he's going to end it with any kind of cliffhanger, it's going to keep going. Like people are going to demand it, which is why I think there's been all the conversation about the Ayer cut, which again I support. People think I don't, but I do.
It's more than likely going to happen. I'd be very shocked.
Like we were just saying in the previous conversation about these shows that you guys saw one season of it and loved it, and then they quit. Right. That would be the same kind of situation here if they did the same thing with Justice League. Right. They it's one and done. I don't think so.
You gotta finish that.
Well, I think it's also it's gonna. But this is really where I'm curious. Like I know they're talking multiverse, and what I'm wondering is if they're gonna try to approach from like what Feige's gonna be doing with Marvel Television and Marvel's studios, having it being one continuity, where they're gonna branch into other multiverses, obviously, but it's still gonna tie back into the 616 is gonna be the main timeline, but using Disney Plus as a launching pad for these theatrical experiences. I'm wondering if HBO Max and Warner Media is going to be doing the same thing. And that would feel to me like that's like the best course.
They're showing it. They haven't shown ever. I think they know
not Warner Brothers. It's AT&T.
Yeah.
If I'm not
but it's the same thing. That's the thing. I don't get that logic. I don't get that argument. AT&T spent $108 billion to buy Time Warner. That came with Warner Brothers.
Right.
Through that, they created Warner Media as an overview, as an umbrella for all things Warner.
Yeah.
So AT&T and Warner Media are the ones that are going to be making. I mean, Warner Media is going to be making the calls, but AT&T is think like Bob Iger, Alan Horn, and Kathy Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think it's going to be a different dynamic. I think that because prior to AT&T, Warner Brothers was very reactionary. Yeah, Jarman Thomas. Yeah.
If anyone has the right to, he told us about Andy. He told us about Doomcock going full Mike Zero. Yeah.
I just pay attention. That's I think my superpower. But no, it is. Yeah, there's a lot like they're gonna do with it, and that's where I think Warner's right now with this whole Harry Potter thing, for example. Like they're losing the Harry Potter movies on HBO Max. I think at the end of this month, so I have to go back and watch them. And they're going to Universal for the next 5 years. So now is the time for HBO to sit there and go, let's adapt the 8 books into 8 or the 7 books into 7 seasons. Let's do the TV show version of this. Or let's do a spin-off version of this or something, because we can't unless they're going to spend the money to buy it back from Universal, which I think they're probably going to. I don't see Peacock doing as well as Peacock wants. And it's not to say the content isn't there. They have a lot of content because Universal has an insane catalog, but it's not on Roku, which is my biggest complaint with HBO Max. And it's still, people are like, I think it's just too many streaming services, and you hear something. Oh, do you have Peacock? Wait, what? I don't know. I don't like cock. Right? You're going to get a bit of that confusion.
Where'd that come from?
I just drank coffee, and it's fucking 10 p.m.
Wired, bro.
I'm wired up. It's all good.
There's a big fight against Roku right now. They must.
Well, Roku wants money.
I think Apple wants. Something that actually I do watch the John Campea show. I'm still subscribed. Something that he said is interesting. Yeah. Something that he said is interesting.
You're watching it for Robert.
the other thing that I do. The other thing that Peacock is doing is weird is they're not on Roku and then they won't let you do HDMI except if you watch it through an Apple TV whatever. Then you can watch it through HDMI.
Define HDMI in this case because like
they lock out the HDMI.
They lock out the HDMI interface.
But from which device?
I mean, I guess that would be on game consoles or whatever else you're watching up besides the Roku. The only thing you can do.
That's lame.
Yeah, that's something that he actually. But I know on Apple, for some reason, they let it go. So I think Apple's involved with this Roku war too. Apple wants to take over.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was it? I was seeing someone was making an argument the other day that Apple should buy out Quibi and then integrate Quibi into Apple TV just because of content there. Quibi is. I like Quibi, but it's got the
name sucks too. I don't know.
The name is terrible. It really does. Yeah. But the what is it? The Princess Bride remake that they did was actually really good. Well, what they did is they did a kind of a scene by scene remake of it where they literally just got a whole bunch of like actors to come in and act out the bits. So in the very beginning of the movie, you've got Fred Savage sitting in like old Fred Savage.
Old Fred Savage from like Super Troopers,
like Fred Savage from right now, sitting in his bed reprising the role of the grandson, and then in comes Adam Sandler like from another angle as the grandfather, and then they do that whole exchange from the opening of the movie with like that, and then like it's got like this. So they had one scene where you've got where Wesley's trying to climb up to the off the cliffs of madness or whatever,
slow going.
Yeah, that but so Inigo is played by Diego Luna. And Wesley is played by Jack Black. And so they just shot it separately, and then Jason Reitman directed this whole thing and he cut it together.
Oh wow.
And it's actually really funny. I thought it was so stupid when I first heard of it. And then I sat down and started watching
it. It's the whole movie or just
No, they did it in like 10-minute segments. They did it for 2 weeks. I think it just wrapped up. But like in Carl Reiner finished out the role of the grandfather for like the last episode.
So they just wrapped.
Yeah, well, no, they had already finished shooting it, but they were releasing it day to day, right? Because that's Quibi's release model is is like
so
an episode
bitch, better get back on Ghostbusters.
Well, no, exactly. But Carl Reiner actually shot his scene like 2 days before he died. So like that is like literally the last time Carl Reiner was like shot. So it's like to me the Princess Bride remake, it's a labor of love because Rob Reiner directed Princess Bride. Carl's kid, and so it's like that kind of thing actually I think worked really well for what they were trying to do, and that is really good. And there's other good shows on Quibi. The problem is just the distribution method. Watching it on your phone is like, all right, if I was commuting somewhere, that would make more sense.
My kids watch movies on their phones. I don't get it. That's where they watch all their content is on their damn phone.
If the world didn't shut down, that would have worked. But the fact that we was quarantined when it launched, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see here. Mahabra here says, talk to someone who loved Man of Steel but wasn't aware there was a Snyder cut, and they were highly interested. It just goes to show you how much his vision captured the attention of non-comic readers too.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I think that's, again, the 4 years passing from the release of BVS Ultimate, which is now. Could we just like drop the Ultimate and just go, that is BVS?
Yeah.
Because like
I hope so.
Yeah,
I would love that.
But see, there's still. I think there's still a large portion of potential viewers that don't even know that this thing exists, and that's why I'm so happy that they put it on HBO Max now for the first time.
The Ultimate cut,
for people. Yeah, the Ultimate cut. Or the Ultimate cut. They put it up there and it's available for people to watch for the first time. Now, if you want to devote, what was it, 2.5 to 3 hours of watching that, and again, because some people watched it and they're like, that's not for me. So I mean, to get them to go back and watch it again with better context, with better, narrative, I don't know how much of a sell that would be. But I mean, I think it's still needed. That little caveat of being the Ultimate Edition, I still think it's needed.
Well, that's what I said. I did the video yesterday talking about the Ayer cut and like what it's like, modifying expectations. Like really what it's going to take is the Snyder cut has to do well. And I mean, even though the Ayer cut's easier to finish than the Snyder cut, it's still kind of like a quid pro quo situation.
Well, we can agree that you're not going to see Ayer cut until after Zack Snyder's Justice League. I mean,
to be fair, they should release the Ayer cut first. Because the Ayer cut would be more closely tied to what Zack was doing with Justice League.
Well, it's also a precursor. It's a prequel, basically. But David came out and said that he's not going to steal Zack's thunder because this was all about Zack.
Yeah,
this whole thing has been all about Zack.
It's that and his money. You want to put your money in Zack Snyder's Justice League first anyway, before you put money into the Ayer cut totally. So that just makes sense. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say something. I was going to say something about the actual networks, and then on top of this, but I was going to say to everybody is that even though y'all was talking about Peacock, and I was trying to say that just real quick, I think Peacock is going to survive just because it is by NBC, and they're going the Crackle roll because you don't have to pay for Peacock.
Yeah,
they're going to get a lot of their revenue just from the actual ads that they're putting up there. You got to remember, NBC is funding that. And then with them having NBC content, and they're going to put exclusive NBC content on there, Peacock will be fine. It's just not going to be up there all like that.
Like Office. The Office will be a big draw.
Yeah.
Because like I know people who have watched The Office like 5 or 6 times on Netflix. I mean, it's like a background show. Yeah. Real quick though, we got a $2 super chat here from AAAA789 full. Thank you. That's a mouthful of a name. Can you explain the writer and agency strike to me? I honestly don't know much about it, to be honest with you. The writer's strike traditionally, at least from the one from 2007 and 2008, had everything to do with basically kind of like syndication. And I think also streaming was I think streaming is a bigger factor now. And the royalties coming off of that. So the writers in Hollywood, they get screwed over pretty frequently because, you know, a lot of people don't ever give them the credit that they deserve for coming up with this stuff. So their deals generally like have to be worked out quite often. And with this ever evolving, ever emerging market, the producers are going to find a way to screw the writers for royalties as much as they possibly can. So that's what I think is happening here. I can look into it more. I mean, I'm just kind of, this is like my gut answer. I could be wrong this time around, but I see some people talking about it on Twitter, but I'm not in the WGA, and I it's always kind of like talk until it happens. So, when like you hear about like the incoming strike, it's like, oh, okay, wake me when it actually happens, sort of thing. Right. Because there's nothing I can do. I can't get on Twitter and go like hashtag I stand with the WGA. It's not going to mean shit. I'm not in a union, and they're not going to listen to public pressure. This is about like the agents and the union leaders and everyone else that are going to be coming in to like negotiate with the WGA for whatever it is that they want. So it's public. Yeah. It's known. Yeah. But there's nothing we can do about it. That's at least my take on it. So
that's internal.
Yeah. It's all internal. Yeah, it really is. It's all internal. But thank you very much for the $2. I really appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, there's always, I agree though, Prime Peacock, you got a point. It going the free route, might be its saving grace.
I'll check it out.
It's like I say, it's like Crackle, because Crackle got some great content on there as well. I know one of my favorite shows is on Crackle, but they're doing the 3rd season. Is going to be the 4th season actually.
Is it a horrible name?
Is it the Get Shorty show? No,
it's not Get Shorty. It's
Crackle.
It's with the computers and all that stuff. There's a lot of espionage with the computer business. I'm trying to think of the name. It's been a minute. It'll come to me in a minute.
Okay. But I've never watched Crackle. I didn't even watch Joe Dirt 2, and I'm a big Joe Dirt fan.
I want to watch it after I watch Tiger King.
Hold on, I'll bring it. I'll bring it up for y'all, and I'll let you know. But yeah, with that, but yeah, it's a very, very good show on there. Y'all should check it out. It's on Crackle. It's exclusively on Crackle.
Okay. Real quick though, Astro here says Peacock has some CBS shows like The King of Queens, as well, which is strange. Well, just because a show is on a network doesn't mean that it's owned by the network. So like in the case of, let's say, Big Bang Theory, that was on CBS, but it's on HBO Max because it's a Warner Brothers produced show. So Warner's owns it. Last Man Standing on ABC was a 20th Century Fox Television's their TV division. That was a Fox show. And so when they bought Fox, then it became an ABC show. But really, that's what it is. So, whatever network something might appear on doesn't mean that the network always owns it. Right. In fact, if you ever hear anyone say they're going to shop something around, that means like the production company behind the TV show just had a contract with the network. The network's choosing to not renew that contract, effectively canceling the show, but they can still, in some cases, cycle it around and maybe find a new home for it, depending on if they can make it work. That's what we're hoping is going to happen with Daredevil and Jessica Jones and all those Marvel Netflix shows. Now that we're coming up on the 2 years of the cancellations, even my girlfriend today was asking me, she's like, "Wait, are they bringing back Daredevil?" And I'm like, "We hope."
I wish, man.
We hope,
it's not happening though. It's not happening.
I think the
great.
Snyder cut. I think the Snyder cut getting announced is gonna change a lot of that shit.
If Charlie Cox though takes a role, let's just say for example in the DC universe, he's not going to film no Daredevil series after that. So these actors are going to move on.
I don't think Charlie Cox would go to DC though. I mean, unless
they're courting him.
Well, for what role?
J.O. Dark.
For
well,
what,
I mean,
Constantine,
but
or?
why? I mean, what about like Digimon
Like
Asumu?
Deadman,
You know, he jumps on Disney, Marvel all the time.
I'm just saying, just logistically.
That's
why Henry Cavill,
Lawrence Fishburne was Perry White.
But this is the point. That's
Goliath.
why Henry Cavill can't do a Superman movie yet, because he's locked into 2 more seasons of The Witcher. If they're locked into a series, you can't.
Well, it's only the locked in part only applies to filming. All that means, that's the same issue that happened with Mission Impossible 7 and the Justice League reshoots. He's only locked in. He's only locked into the dates that they set it for. But now, so like in between the seasons, when because like let's say for example, like
it only takes what 3 months to shoot it.
Like The Witcher,
like a season of The Witcher. Like
no, that's like you're like 6 months. It's like
6 months,
6 months. Yeah.
So
He's gonna go back to back. And the thing is, I think Cavill would do it. I think if Warner's was like, let's work a deal, you shoot Witcher, and then you immediately come do this, I think he'd be okay.
Because 2021 is Justice League, right? So I mean, of course, he can get that done, over with, out of the way.
But I think Netflix is going to keep The Witcher around for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Because that was really popular.
They have options.
I think it's gonna if they stay on course, they have to overtake.
I thought
Game
Witcher
of Thrones
was great.
at the height of its popularity. If they stay on course, couple more seasons,
they can really hit it. Because I think season 2 of The Witcher, they've already said, is not going to do a time jump. So there's not going to be like 3 storylines happening during 3 different time periods.
Thing I didn't like about The Witcher was that I couldn't tell what time period it was.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't really much to go on visually. I mean, like the old lady queen. I don't know what the hell her name is.
She didn't really age, and neither did the bard, whatever his name was. Daffodil.
Yeah.
Or Dandelion. Whatever his name is. Yeah, one of those. He didn't age. But it took place over like 18 years or something.
Yes.
And he didn't age at all.
And
like Witcher, it makes sense. But
confusing.
Yeah, like Geralt himself, they age very slowly because of the transmutations from everything. But I will say this though, Henry Cavill as Geralt, amazing. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Like because the thing is, I'm a big Witcher 3 fan, and he really did impersonate that voice well. That voice actor.
Well, if you listen to him in that interview, I forget who interviewed him, but he was like, I didn't want to do a character, but I felt like they were like, he did it subliminally, and they were like, oh, that was a great take. And he was like, oh crap, I just, I did a character.
But when he just kind of gruffly goes, fuck, I was like, yes, that's so bad, that's so good, and like it was, because the thing is one of my favorite Henry Cavill moments. Because there's always that story about how he almost missed the Man of Steel audition
when he comes out and says Paris from what was that movie? Man of Monte Cristo, Count of Monte Cristo.
Wait, what?
He played the son, and he can't.
Right.
And he was like Paris.
He was also in The Tudors as well for I think the first 2 seasons of that show. But he was playing World of Warcraft. He was raiding World of Warcraft. Like that's the story, right? That he was raiding it. And then from there, he went and almost missed the audition. Well, during the press junket for Mission Impossible Fallout, this is right when the news broke that Netflix had optioned The Witcher. And there was an interview I saw with him and somebody else. And the interviewer was like, oh, you're a gamer. What do you think about Netflix doing a Witcher show? And he just goes, he's like, oh, I love The Witcher. I'm already on my 3rd playthrough of The Wild Hunt. And I perked up and I heard that. I'm like, third? Dude, that's like a couple 100 hours, man.
I respect that.
I'm like, that's some hardcore shit. It's been 5 years. I still have not beaten that damn game yet. I want to get into that before the next season of Witcher comes out and finish it finally. But there's so much to play right now. My God. But I mean, at that point right there, as soon as I heard him make that comment about being a big Witcher 3 fan, I'm like, yeah, he's perfect for Geralt. And then like that was like fan casting in my own head that somehow came true, and I was all like, I'm on board, man. I'm on board. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Real quick here, we've got Garrick, $2 super chat. What is the best and the worst video game movie? The best and the worst. That's a good question.
Well, my best is Sonic the Hedgehog right now, but
that was good. That was surprisingly fantastic.
I have a review of it on my channel.
Let's see here. I can give you the worst, and it's Uwe Boll. It's probably Blood Rain. Blood Rain was terrible. I mean, like just god awful.
I gotta go with Super Mario Brothers.
No, that movie's great.
That movie
Double Dragon was bad. Super Mario Brothers is a bad movie, but it stood the test of time. So it's one of those movies that it's like it's so bad, but if it's on TV, I will watch it, and I'm not going to even do it unironically. I will watch it because I think at this point, almost 30 years later, I love it, and I am down to watch it. I know I've never said
because I'm not going on that.
I've never said an unkind word about that movie. It's not the best thing ever, but it's like I remember.
Is it accurate?
I remember watching when that came out in theaters.
Accurate, no.
I remember beginning to the end of that movie, and like all of a sudden the door gets knocked on, and Daisy opens it. She's like holding the gun, and she's like, "Mario, Luigi, I need your help." And then it cuts they get their shit, and it cuts to black, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was at 93, so I was 11 years old when that came out. As an 11-year-old kid watching that movie on first day, all I wanted after that was Super Mario Brothers 2. Like I'm like, do Super Mario Brothers 2, give me this movie. And then like I go to school and like everyone's like, oh, this movie's kind of terrible. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? The movie's great.
Have you watched it since then?
Yes, I have. I have.
Okay.
And I still I still love it. It's like, but I think for me, the best video game movie adaptation is Street Fighter. Or Mortal Kombat, like either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat.
Because I know Max loves Tron. Could Tron be considered a video game movie?
No, because Tron it was a movie and then it became a video game.
Well, at the same time, they probably did at the same time.
So Taylor here says Detective Pikachu is the best.
It didn't hold my interest, but yeah.
It was good. I tried watching it again the other day.
I did watch.
It's on HBO Max, right?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah, and I was watching it with my kid, and I loved it when I saw it in theaters. But then I tried watching it again, and I think I'm kind of over Ryan Reynolds. And it's not that I don't love Ryan Reynolds. It's that when I say that, it's just he plays the same character.
Yeah,
he's not given like. He's
come on, you got Nicolas Cage, you got
Samuel
Jackson.
Nicolas Cage, okay,
damn
but Nicolas Cage, no. Ryan Reynolds is playing Ryan Reynolds. If you go back and you watch Two Guys, a Girl, in a Pizza Place from 1997, I think, or 98 on ABC, that was Ryan Reynolds, one of his first gigs.
Jackson plays Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson will play Sam Jackson, but Sam Jackson will at least add some variation to Sam Jackson. I recommend you go watch Formula 51. He spends the entire movie in a kilt, kicking ass at the golf club. It's a good movie. It's an okay film, but I liked it.
The best game movie adaptation to me, I'll still say it's Warcraft.
I've never seen it.
I really wish they got a second movie of
that. It should have. It did really well in China. That's what I don't get. If we're in this whole like China number one world right now.
Watch how you say that, man.
That's a meme. That's a meme from PUBG. If you ever played PUBG
when you said that too.
It's just a meme from PUBG. It's a meme.
China number one.
China number one. You go. It's when you're in the lobby and you start. Everyone's yelling it out. It's a meme. Yeah, I know. It's like, but at this day and age, fuck you. Can't cancel me. You can't cancel me again. I've already been canceled.
You can't cancel me. I've already been canceled.
You can't cancel me. I cancel myself. I'm Jenna Marbles. God damn it.
I'm mad at her. She copy struck my video.
Well, dude, it was an auto thing, but yeah, it's not cool.
It said Jenna Marbles.
But the whole thing is. Now I lost my fucking train of thought. Thank you, Max. Hold on here. Okay. Gongaga asks, has anyone here seen the Nathan Fillion Uncharted short film?
Yeah.
Yes, multiple times. That was so good.
I haven't.
You have? Are you an Uncharted fan at all?
I like Uncharted. I mean, I like it. It's a very good game, but I haven't watched it. So
it's only like, I think it's only like 17 minutes, and it's the way they do it is it feels like you're watching Uncharted. Like they take elements from the video game, okay, and they even have like a video game shootout sequence that is actually really, really, really from like the video game.
Okay.
And it works really well, and they've got a good cast of people. Nathan Fillion knocks it out of the park as Drake, as we all knew he would, and as he should be Drake. Damn it. I love Tom Holland, but Mark
I
Wahlberg,
still don't see. I'll be the first one cheering on Tom Holland when he proves me wrong, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, it is. I was like, oh my god.
I mean, I've him in other stuff besides Peter Parker. I'm like, he's all right.
Yeah, but it's like, but Nathan Fillion really does kind of fit this role. And I think like the thing is like not now Nathan Fillion, but like 10 years ago, Nathan Fillion would have been a good stand-in for Indiana Jones. He would have been a good Nathan Drake. He would have been able to do that kind of like rough and tumble explorer type, that adventurer type.
Mm-hmm.
And I think doing that short film,
Firefly and Nathan Fillion.
And Firefly Nathan Fillion, Serenity Nathan Fillion, like he can play that role. And I think he hasn't been given the opportunity to play that yet. And so that's why that short film is as good as it is. And I really recommend you guys go watch. If you haven't seen it, go watch it, because it's short and it's good.
I'm sorry to leave the party, but I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. I know it's 1 a.m. your time, man.
So thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on in, Max.
Before you go, the show that's on Crackle that everybody should check out is Startup. That's the one.
Okay. Oh yes. Okay. I saw your DM here. I'll check it out, man.
Yeah, Startup show. Yeah, that's what y'all. Yeah, Startup.
All right. All right. I'll see you later, Max. Have a good one, man. Dude. Okay. So Ryan here, $5 super chat. Thank you very much, Ryan. Asks the hard question. What book series do you think would make a great film franchise?
They were going to do the Hardy Boys, right?
They were, and I think it was going to be Ben Stiller and Tom Cruise.
Yes.
I would have loved to have seen
before they did
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, yes, which is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen. I'll bring that back up because it's $5. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah,
or because I know like they have like the Nancy Drew. They're doing like the series now, I think, on CW. Or they did a movie with they're
doing the Babysitters Club.
That just came out on Netflix. Yeah. I hear it's actually pretty good. Because I did read a couple of those books like when I was a kid, but I read a lot of Hardy Boys. I used to go to the library.
Waldo would be really good.
That would be pretty fascinating. How would that work? That could be an interactive. That could be an interactive movie.
Yeah.
That could be an interactive thing. I think for me, like. We've already got the Harry Potter, we've already got Lord of the Rings, we've already got Hunger Games, and we've got a lot of these other ones. But like, I wouldn't mind. Like the one for me that I'm excited for the most is the Wheel of Time, and that is an amazing fantasy novel series, and it's like super in depth. Like these books are insanely long. Like the audiobooks are like 36 hours.
Wow,
they're just nuts. And they're really in depth and they're really good. And there's a lot of characters and a lot to pay attention to. And they're doing an adaptation for Amazon. And Amazon, like they did a bit of diversity casting with some of the characters because you know how it is like European based fantasy. Pretty much every main character is white. So they mixed it up a little bit here. It doesn't bother me, but like I'm just waiting for like those people to come out and start like beating their chest and their drums and trying to attack it. And I'm like,
I mean, if it is it fantasy or is it based?
No, it's fantasy. It's fantasy world. It's fantasy world. Yeah,
that doesn't stop anything, right?
No, it doesn't. And I'm just like, I just want to, because like the first book of the Wheel of Time is very much a standalone novel, and it's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And the second's got a beginning, a middle, and the end. And then the third one really starts to ramp up this long storyline. I mean, book 10 is literally one day in this universe, and each chapter is a different character. And the chapters will frequently jump in between different characters to give you different perspectives about what's going on. And like I said, by book 4, you are in like 20 different directions. So you got to really, I mean, like it's insane, but it's really good. So I'm really looking forward to that adaptation. If they're able to pull it off, it's going to be difficult, but Amazon at this point wants a Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. They want a Game of Thrones, which is why I think the Lord of the Rings show.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
That I mean, like the rumored budget for that is going to be $1 billion.
Right,
and
that's sort of an Elseworlds type situation,
it is.
right?
Yes, it is. But Elijah
Rings $1 billion.
Well, it's what it was is so, and this is true. Jeff Bezos personally negotiated with the Tolkien estate the rights for the streaming rights to do the show because Warner Brothers had the theatrical distribution rights for the books.
Warner Brothers,
New Line,
and who else?
No, it's New Line. It was New Line because New Line did all 6 movies.
Right.
But New Line is still a subsidiary of Warner, so it all kind of. I think even like because the Weinsteins were involved in the original movie, and that was was Miramax involved in that I don't know about? Maybe it was, but the Lord of the Rings series is so Jeff Bezos personally negotiated the $250 million deal with the Tolkien estate. And then the rumored budget, because they're doing 5 seasons of the show, they got the permission for 5 seasons. And that is going to be, the rumored budget for that is another $750 million.
And so this is Guillermo del Toro that's going to come in and...
Nope. J.A. Boyega.
Well, how many episodes is it supposed to be?
I think it's going to be like 8 to 10 per season. I mean, but they're
okay.
The only thing I know about right now is the guy who did, J.A. Boyena, with the guy who did the last Jurassic World movie, Fallen Kingdom. He's coming on as a producer, and he's, I think, directing the first 2 episodes. And there's been a couple little videos of like the offices. And like you get a little bit of the look of like the Middle Earth map, and we don't even know what this is going to be. This is going to kind of it is a bit of an Elseworld story.
As far as like what time period
it's a prequel to like to
the first stage,
The Hobbit. I forget where it's somewhere in between, like when Sauron loses his ring to like The Hobbit.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. It's like it's a whole thing. I know. You get into fantasy shit, it gets really fucking weird. But I mean, but that's kind of where it's at. If you think about it, right? Like Disney Plus is gonna push Star Wars and Marvel, and HBO Max is pushing DC. I think that Warner's is really gonna put DC front and center on HBO Max. So and that's where like the JL Dark is gonna, like how is that gonna tie into what's going on? And
it doesn't have to.
It doesn't. It should. It should. That's the thing, though. It should tie in.
You want that cinematic?
I want that so bad. Like
Marvel. You think of Marvel.
Yeah, but like it works. But we're talking. Well, we have to talk about this from the aspect of making money, right? And so that quote that Zach said about the different runs of these comic books, I get what he was trying to say with that. But it's also like, look, that's short-sighted when it comes to theatrical, because on a comic book run, you know what you're getting. If we reboot Batman every couple years, it just becomes like people are just going to go. I'm tired of getting into a new Batman.
Not so much reboot Batman. Let's just say that you take Henry Cavill and Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck and you do a Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you bring in Owlman and Ultraman and Superwoman and you do this sort of movie that has nothing to do with Zack Snyder's universe, but it uses the same cast.
No, I'm fine with that.
And it's
like, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and it has no tie to it, but it's just a good story.
Sure.
Whoever wrote it makes a good story, and then that's it. That's its own thing. But the players are still the same.
I'm fine with it. It doesn't need to have like you don't need to have like a 22 movie lead in for Thanos. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like you don't have to have that. Like the fact that we're getting Euxis on HBO Max, I know that like blew Jody's mind, which is really funny. But like I'm cool with that. Like cool, we're getting this guy on here.
That's not even Darkseid.
It's like we're gonna see Darkseid on fucking HBO Max. Oh my god. And then
Super chat.
No, he shot that 4 years ago, but okay.
Yeah. It's just like all that other stuff we're going to be getting with this is I think, yes, having like, you don't need to have
Jarbo Cult. Man, freak you, Jarbo Cult.
Yeah. No, they won't address me by name anymore. A lot of these people won't address me by name anymore.
That's a reason for that.
Well, there are some reasons for that. Absolutely. But it's true. A lot of them won't address me by name anymore. This is actually really true. So I did a video during season 8 of Game of Thrones, which I actually will fully admit that I liked. And it's a debate. It's a debate. But I did a video because everyone was shitting on it, right? And I feel kind of I always like to be the contrarian, and I like to be the defender if I can. And so I did a video saying like it's okay to like season 8 of Game of Thrones, because I feel like a lot of people get bullied into either liking something or not liking something.
That's true.
Based upon their friend group or who they watch online and stuff. So Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, who I'm not subscribed to at all, I don't pay attention to this guy at all. He put out a video like the next day called like it's okay to hate Game of Thrones season 8. And I'll put out a video. I'll do like a weird, just kind of stream of conscious thing or whatever. And I'll notice that like people in the Fandom Menace will then respond. Like they'll do the counter video.
Yeah.
Like without mentioning me. But
doesn't that help out them with the algorithm as far as
I don't know. I don't get that many views. I don't get that many views, so it's not like it's that big. Wait.
Now you're starting to sound like a Signor. Like,
oh yeah,
are you doing
why
videos
on
on me?
YouTube?
I'm nobody. I'm a nobody,
dude. I'll be honest. Back in 2016, I nearly cleared 70 grand doing YouTube full time. In 2016, I nearly cleared 70 grand. You know, so it's basically the idea is you can make money doing this. You can make a lot of money doing this. But right now, I would rather when it comes to movies, have an honest conversation about where we are, about what's coming. And the whole point, we can disagree over the finer points of a number of issues, but at the end of the day, I want conversations like this where we're joking around and we're all hyped up about shit. You know, like the last thing I want as a film fan is to walk into something and go, man, this is going to suck. Fuck that shit. I got one life. I can't spend it on masturbating, right? So I got to go out and do other shit I want to do too.
Masturbating sucks.
Hey, that
all I'm saying.
I can't go into a bathroom. This is gonna suck.
All I'm saying right now is just I would prefer to like get hyped up. So as hyped up as I am over like what's coming with Marvel and Disney Plus and shit, the Snyder Cut has me way more hyped up. Because it was a fight to get there. As I made the joke on that other stream, we proved the existence of God and in regards to this. And so I want to see what's going to happen. And I want to see those heads explode and melt like the ending of Raiders of the Lost Ark when the movie comes out. Because you know what? Yeah, I'm a little bit of a narcissist and an ego head and all that shit. So yeah, I want that vindication. I want that justification when it's here in front of us, you know, and they can't deny that it's awesome, but they're going to try. But but I still like even like Ghostbusters 2016. I talked a lot of crap about that movie going into it.
It's trash.
It is trash. But I sat there. I went to the preview night screening. I took my girlfriend to go see it, and I was very honest about this. And people are like, "Why are you going to go? It's going to be terrible." I'm like, "I don't know that yet. I owe it to the people who worked on this movie to give it an honest shot."
Yeah,
I do, and I say that for literally anything.
Have you ever walked out of a movie?
Battlefield Earth, but
yes,
but,
that was a horrible movie.
That was terrible.
That was
at
at
go to the
the
movies to see that shit.
I
loved it.
Don't.
It was at a drive-in. It was at a drive-in, and I just was like, okay, like F this, let's go. But I did watch it again eventually, like when it was on HBO, and I didn't hate it. Like it was very bad, and like the Dutch angles really threw me off for some reason. They had all those Dutch angles. It was like a fucking Kenneth Branagh film, Jesus Christ. And but it wasn't like I got what it was trying to do, and that's what I look for. Like, you know. We were talking earlier about Minority Report. Like, so when the movie came out, I was at the drive-in and we had it playing with Juwanna Mann in 2002. I was talking about this last night a little bit. And like my friends and I, we watched Juwanna Mann way more than Minority Report because we even though Juwanna Mann is objectively a bad movie, you know, I love Miguel Nunez Jr. and I love Vivica A. Fox and Tommy Davidson is my boy. And I've always loved that guy. And that movie had a lot of really funny moments in it that my friends and I found the humor in. And we always loved it. So we would make those jokes and stuff. Minority Report was good, but for my group of friends, that was what we bonded over. We would watch these really stupid movies, and we would just really enjoy the really stupid movies.
Booty Call. Better
oh my God. No glove, no love. Oh my jeez. Oh, that's a funny ass movie. Remember Def Jam's How to Be a Player with Bill Bellamy?
I like that movie.
That wasn't a bad movie. That was great. That was like the last time Bill Bellamy was even really known. That was like 98.
I got some that movie.
Which one?
How to Be a Player, yeah.
Oh, How to Be, yeah. Well, then, like, I mean, what was it? Like, you had the Ice Cube directed The Players Club. That was a good movie. You know, did you guys ever see Belly?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like I'm the only person that saw Belly. Like,
no, I didn't.
You haven't been around this, Jarbo.
Yeah, I guess not. Like, I saw Belly in theaters when it came out, you know?
I'm sure right now.
I mean, I saw Boomerang.
But if you're a black person and
you should have seen that.
If you black and you ain't seen Belly, you got issues.
Dude, I'm 100% European white and I saw Belly.
Right. You know, no black person, you gotta see Belly.
But Belly was so underrated at the time.
It was, yeah.
Crazy. People start to catch.
Eyes start glowing. Like, bruh.
Yeah, so you know,
it was hard. Yeah, it was hardcore for back in the day. Like it was, you know. it
was, man. It was
like a music video. That the whole movie.
all the neon and all like the UV lights and shit. Yeah, it was. I need to watch it again now that I understand a lot more. Because I was like 17 when I saw it. You know?
Yeah, me too. It came out in 90.
Wait, hold on. Do you guys ever see Master P's I Got the Hookup?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one is good. The second one is trash.
I saw the trailer for the second one. I know that just recently came out. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'll go back. I'll watch Master P. You know,
don't watch the second.
I'm not gonna watch that shit. But like, I grew up watching a lot of those kind of comedies. You know, like, and because like being like a white boy from the suburbs, I love that fucking movie. I love that fucking movie. That movie is so goddamn
But
good.
Low Down Dirty Shame has got to be hands down.
Dude, fucking Keaton Ivory Wayans, man, Jada Pinkett, fucking Robert Davey. The fact that he put lighter fluid in like the tennis ball thing at the end and like use it as like a Roman candle.
I like Jason Al's in the chat. Yeah, DMX starts barking in the movie, like he's talking like you don't know what he's saying, but it's DMX.
I remember I got It's Dark and Hell is Hot, the cassette tape. I had the cassette tape and I'm like walking through the mall and I'm just playing Rough Riders Anthem on repeat. I'm just rewinding it, you know, and I'm just like walking through the mall. Like I have like a Boss sweater on. Don't ask why I had it, you know, like I just got it from like the Goodwill. It was the 90s. It was comfortable as fuck, dude. I even had like when
90s,
I was
the worst thing I wore in the 90s was Z Cavaricci pants.
I had FUBU.
Dude, I had FUBU. I went to one of my friends right before one of my friends was really popular in high school, and I really wasn't. I mean, as you guys can probably tell. And I asked her, I'm like, can you help me get some good, you know, threads for like our senior year? So she's like took me out shopping, and she bought me, like, she picked out this like oversized like Master P FUBU shirt, right? And like. And I had like it was like blue and like the big yellow FUBU right there, and like I wore it to school and shit. And like I thought it was funnier than shit. What was the movie where they say FUBU? Like, oh no, that was How High. It was FUBU for us, or no, it was like I think it was like Bufu by us. Fuck you. That was with Master P. Oh no, with Redman and Method Man. And then they did the TV show. Was it Red and Method and Red? You know that wasn't as good, but like How High was great. Yeah. You know, like I just like I'm always like, what was it? I'm a big Method Man fan. I love Method Man. Okay. And like when he did that,
he was in Belly too.
Yeah, but then like in when he popped up in like the season 1 of Luke Cage and he started dropping that freestyle.
Yeah,
that was fucking lit, dude.
The whole freestyle, yeah.
That was lit. I said, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, dude, some meth. All right, let's do the Method Man. Let's get into this shit. I'll tell you. Cool. People always look at me kind of weird because like I'll talk about like 90s gangster rap and they look at me like what, and I'm just like Portland suburbs. White kids ate that shit up back in the day.
But yeah, y'all made it platinum. So that's what people don't realize. Like he was gonna buy it, but y'all had to buy it to make it platinum.
Well, it's like I had Tupac's. I'm really good at retaining really useless information. Okay, like I'm really good at like really bad information. And so when Tupac's Greatest Hits came out, they actually had Hit 'Em Up on there, and I had that single, which is like where you could only get Hit 'Em Up, except for when the Greatest Hits album came out. And so one time I'm at like a Greyhound station in El Paso, Texas. It's like 2 a.m, and I'm talking to this dude named Kareem, and we're just like talking about music, and I bring up Tupac, and he looks at me, he's like, "You're a Tupac fan?" I'm like, because we heard this guy on a boombox, he was playing it. I'm like, yeah, I'm actually a pretty big Tupac fan. Like, you know, loved his movies, and I love the music, and like, and he's like, okay, well, he's like, so what, he's like, what song is this? And it was Hit 'Em Up, and I said, Hit 'Em Up, it's gonna be, I think it's like disc 1, track 12, Tupac's Greatest Hits. And we look over, and it shows the number of the track, and it's like track 12. And he's like, how the fuck did you know that? And I'm like, that's what I do. But like, I mean, like, you know, like that's the thing with me is like growing up, I like to watch as much as possible. Like I like to watch like, Asian cinema, and I like to watch like, you know, blaxploitation films, and I love to watch like zombie films, because to me, I think you can get a lot out of like any culture. Like I think the best film I saw in 2019 was Dolomite Is My Name.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh fuck, it's so goddamn good. Yeah, it's. I mean, I've been an Eddie Murphy fan for years. I mean, my entire life. I grew up.
Charlie was funnier.
Charlie was funny.
Rest in peace. Yeah, he was funnier than Eddie. Man, Eddie's a better performer, but Charlie is funnier.
I love Charlie, but you're never. Come on, dude. Raw and Delirious.
No. Raw and Delirious is no. Raw is a damn copy of Delirious. I'm sorry. Delirious was funnier than Raw. Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
think they're both great. They're both great.
He was
but,
more
you know.
raw in Delirious than he was in Raw.
Raw, look, put him on a map. Raw was like boom.
Didn't Spike Lee direct that? Spike Lee directed Raw.
Man,
or he did
Samuel Jackson was in Raw.
Off the hook.
Man, Delirious was where it's at, man.
Wait, what, Brian? What?
Delirious off the hook, but
Feel my ass getting hot.
Raw was that.
Raw
Oh,
was that shit.
Yeah.
He had the red pants, right? Is that
Yeah.
No. That was Delirious.
Oh, that was Delirious. Okay, that was
when
Delirious.
he was in
Okay.
red.
That was
Yeah.
Delirious.
That was
That's it,
Delirious.
Delirious
You don't have to ask me.
Raw.
Hold on.
We can look it up right now, but no, it's all good.
Look it up, bro. Raw. He's wearing purple.
I still love just the Goonie
Wearing
Goo Gus.
purple and black, but in Delirious he was all red.
Okay.
I thought that was Raw, but say
It's still like, was it Brian here says
It's the same set, but he tweaked it.
Brian here says next Friday is still in my rotation. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh,
Fuck
all
yeah.
the Friday movies.
Fridays, yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up. I watched Friday so many times that my friend and I one night we were walking to Blockbuster and it was pouring down rain. We had about a 2-mile walk to get there, and we just started quoting the movie like as it would happen. You know, like singing the opening track and then like doing the dialogue back and forth. Like that's how much we watched Friday. Like earlier when we were on Max's stream and like I think Prime, you were preaching. Right? Like the first thing I went to was I wanted to do Chris Tucker, like, you know, when Bernie Mac's preaching, like, give me a twin. And I'm like, ooh, no, I can't say that next word. I can't say that next word. Can't say it.
Right.
But like, I mean, like, yeah, I grew up watching Friday, next Friday, Friday after next. I'm still hoping that they give us last Friday, that they bring back Smokey, that they close it out. I think Cube could do it. And I'd love to see Day Day and Smokey meet.
Well,
I would love to see. He's taking off, man. He's taking off.
Man.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, hey, Prime, thank you, dude, for coming on, man.
Yeah,
great time
yeah,
talking to you. We'll have to do it
It's always
again.
great.
Thank you very much, man. That was a good time.
Prime
But yeah,
food.
there's a lot of like there's a lot of good stuff out there. Like
Yeah,
you know,
like White Men Can't Jump.
that was great.
That
White
was an
Chicks was
excellent
funny
movie.
too.
White Chicks was that was Terry Crews. That was
Terry
like
Crews. That was
another
Terry-
good Terry Crews movie, man. It
But
was-
I love the joke about once you go black, you're gonna need a wheelchair, and then later on you see a woman in a wheelchair, and like so, but they don't ever draw attention to it.
yeah.
It's just it's a sight gag that came into it, and I
It was
just
a
thought
little on the nose, but
it was
yeah.
little on the nose, but it's like
That's Marlon and
But that was Keenan. That was Keenan too, and that's why Ryan here says, "I'm gonna get you sucking Blackula's faves. I'm gonna get you
I'm
sucking."
gonna get you sucking them fishbowl shoes. My God, bro. That's one of the best scenes ever, man.
That was great. That's like I still always find it funny that Keenan Ivory Wayans did a movie called Most Wanted where he played a Marine. And he was on. Did you ever see that one, Most Wanted?
I think I must have seen it because I was big into
Steven Seagal, right? Or no?
No, Seagal wasn't even. I forget who the bad guy was, but that was the one. Seagal. You're thinking of the Glimmer Man. You're thinking of the Glimmer Man.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the last like kind of pseudo good Seagal film, to be honest with you. Because I mean, it was Seagal, which I still love Seagal, but just not as much now. Yeah. But no, that one was
he was great in Air Force One.
Oh, you're thinking Executive Decision.
Executive,
yeah.
Executive. You're right. You're right.
We're not gonna make it. You are.
Well, I remember watching Executive
Decision. Kept him out like he was supposed to be in this movie, and we get to the movies and he's gone. I was like, what the fuck?
Gonna make it. You are. Okay.
I remember watching that movie like, somehow, some way he survived in order just to say I've never died in a movie.
The whole time I was like, he's coming back, right? He's coming back.
He's coming back. At some point he's just gonna fly back in a jet, like, and land on the plane and come in and kill everyone.
It's like no, he's dead.
That was great, man. That movie was fucking fun. Halle Berry and like Kurt Russell and shit. I gotta watch that one again. It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
It's actually not bad, but
that's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Killer because they get rid of Steven Seagal. You're like, what?
Well, that was going back though to Most Wanted. There's a great line that Keenan says, and it was in the preview too. But like he's on the rooftop because like basically somebody assassinated a politician with an ice bullet, and they blame it on him. They frame him for the murder because he's a Marine sharpshooter. And so then he's on this rooftop. And they're kind of closing in on him, and they're like, they said something. He's like, "I'm a Marine. I don't plan. I improvise." And then he like jumps off the roof as it explodes, and it's total like '90s style action. but with Keenan Ivory Wayans, and you just don't expect it.
Well, that and The Last Boy Scout, right, with Damon.
Oh, that was such a good fucking movie, though. But that was Shane Black.
The opening sequence, just with the football game and all that. I mean, it just had you, you know, and that was one of Bruce Willis's better movies.
Yeah, that was good. I like with Halle Berry in that one too.
I think so.
Before the nose job.
Yes.
And she looked different. It's kind of like Jennifer Lopez was, you know, a fly girl on
In Living Color.
Yeah,
so, that was a great show.
Holly Berry looked totally different too.
That was the better.
She had some work done. And I'm not knocking it by any stretch of the imagination. Like Halle Berry's in her 50s.
Come on now.
There we go. I'm back. It's like I'm talking about Halle Berry. My feed goes dead.
I agree.
But no, I think it's like there's a lot of good stuff. I think there's a lot of great things out there that get lost to the 90s. You know.
Yeah.
And hopefully with streaming we can actually.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should in the 90s. We should definitely do that.
Yeah. We should do.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. I don't know. It's after a while, StreamYard starts to get wonky on my shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wait, Brian Hill said, "Oh my God, the Great White Hype." Holy shit! Wow. Oh my God, Peter Berg versus Damon Wayans.
Was it Samuel Jackson?
Yeah, Samuel Jackson. Yeah. Jeff Goldblum was in that movie too. Like. That was such
the gut. He put the gut on in the movie.
Because he's been eating yogurt for 6 months. That was a good. That was like what was that was the no. I was thinking of the intro to. Do you ever see 3,000 Miles to Graceland?
Yes.
Like with Kurt Russell and David Arquette and
one other one. There was another. Yeah, Elvis.
It was another. I know Ice-T was in it. I think Ice-T was in it. I gotta look that one up again, but it was like, you know, I was just thinking like the openings to both of those movies are kind of similar with like a desert road and like something like a scorpion or some shit. But I mean, there was that was a good funny one. Great White Hype. Sam Jackson as a Don King. Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah. You know, I mean, like that's the thing is like no one ever a lot of people think back to Sam Jackson in like, you know, I know him from Nick Fury. That's when he got kind of big.
Coming to America.
You know, like what is when he's robbing the McDonald's,
McDowell's.
That's right. Yeah, the McDowell's. Have you guys heard?
I'm working lettuce next week.
Okay. Oh, Anthony here says that John Voight was a bad guy in Most Wanted. Thank you. And the other guy in 3,000 Miles of Graceland was Kevin Costner. Okay, great.
That's true.
Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. But yeah, the oh fuck! What movie was it we were just talking about? I got distracted.
We're all over the place.
Great White Hype.
Great White Hype, and then there was it doesn't fucking matter. You know, there's so many great things to go back there and watch and shit. You know, and that's the great thing about movies. Like they bring us together over multiple things, over vastly different subjects. We can all laugh at stupid shit, love stupid shit, or get into some really good, well-made films. And that's what I think should be a lot of what we do on YouTube. And the problem with it, though, is that, quite frankly, the only thing that really does well is probably going to be comic book shit or Star Wars or Star Trek or those bigger franchises.
Well, because the people that are in charge now are like us. They were the kids back then that kind of grew up with it. So now they're our age. They have money. They have power. They have influence. And therefore, that is what you see. You see what they liked as a kid. Come on the big screen.
The geek shall inherit the earth. Okay, Campbell here says it was Coming to America. Thank you. Coming to America 2.
I hope it comes out soon.
That's got it. I am so.
They already shot it.
I'm all for it.
They already shot it.
Is it Craig Brewer's directing it? I think right. Craig Brewer.
Yeah, because Eddie would not work with Landis again.
Probably not. I mean, even though Trading Places,
he specifically stated that he will not work with Landis again.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Landis hasn't had a good movie in a long time anyway.
Neither is his son.
He won't. Yeah, every time. Actually, he's back. He's not producing again, or what he's doing now is he's offering up on Instagram like tips for how to get into Hollywood, right? And so it's like. But it's every time he kind of pops his head up again, people just come smack it back down.
It was rightfully so. And the same thing with David S. Goyer. They should do the exact same thing to that fool.
different reasons.
Yes.
Different. I mean, but
you know that game that you went to over Chuck E. Cheese that just kind of like you just
whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole. That's what you should do with those guys.
Yeah, it's like sexual assault, shitty screenwriting. Not the same thing entirely, but fuck it, I don't fucking care. But the thing with Craig Brewer though is he also did Dolomite, and he again such a great job.
Yeah.
And did you see the video of when they were shooting Coming to America 2, and they were also shooting Bad Boys for Life, and you had all the stars. They were shooting in the same studio in Atlanta. I think it was Tyler Perry's.
Oh, that's dope.
And so it's like Eddie Murphy shows up and like starts talking to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence.
But
And I
that
think
movie
Arsenio was all. I didn't see number 3.
Bad Boys for Life.
Bad Boy, you didn't like that?
I did not like
think it was bad.
Martin Lawrence, man. Okay.
Well,
he was in need. He was in desperate need for them to make another fucking movie. Get your
like
ass
15 years ago.
You know,
Like
get your
15
ass to
years ago.
fucking Lifetime Fitness and get your ass into shape, because I mean he was just not in shape, man. I mean, you got Will Smith up here and you got Martin Lawrence.
He was sidelined half the movie though. They sidelined Martin Lawrence half the movie.
They had to.
Well, they probably had to fight to get him to come back.
Probably.
No.
You know?
Martin Lawrence wanted it. So they had to fight to get Will Smith back.
Oh, okay.
Because Martin Lawrence was like, please, let's make another one.
But didn't Will
want to
Smith
make another one.
drop
he needs
doing
that
Suicide
money. He needs
Squad
that
in order to go
paycheck.
do Bad Boys?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, and all things considered, Bad Boys is still, I think, like one of the highest. It's not the highest. I think it's the highest grossing film of the year.
Good. The third one was horrible.
As far as money wise, this third one did good. Yeah.
And so number 4 has been greenlit.
Yes.
And the guys who did not.
Same thing with like with the Star Wars. You want to go fucking see it because it's Star Wars in name only. You want to go see Bad Boys because it's bringing those 2 stars back. It brought back, Star Wars brought back Harrison. This brought back Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Everybody, they paid to go see it. They didn't, but what they got was shit.
That's debatable. I don't.
I liked Force Awakens. I was still heartbroken when.
I was talking about Bad Boys.
Right.
Yeah.
Bad Boys.
Sorry. I need to watch it. I do need to watch it.
Oh, you gonna see Bad Boys 3?
I haven't seen it yet. No,
it's worth just a watch. I'm not.
Yeah, no. I'm a big fan of Bad Boys 1, and I love Bad Boys 2. I think number 1 was better than number 2, although I think like Michael Bay like really upped his style with number 2. More explosions. But I'll tell you this though, if you go back and watch the first Transformers movie, that is Michael Bay at his most Michael Bay.
Yeah,
and I say that because he rips off every one of his signature shots and puts it all into Transformers.
Sure.
I
still didn't like Transformers.
I loved the first one. I loved it.
The only thing I like about Transformers as much as what I liked about Star Wars was ILM did a great job of showing you how integral these things can transform, and you can do them in action. Now, it didn't really match up every time that they wanted to transform. Sometimes they transformed really fast. Sometimes they transformed really slow, and you kind of had to go, sit through the whole stupid ass transformation. The reveal of Optimus Prime or whatever it is. But the movie on a whole. I mean, I like Shia LaBeouf, but I was just like him and his mom and his dad were just kind of annoying as fuck.
They were annoying.
But I like Kevin Dunn though. I always have. His and like the mom is Brenda Bach, I think.
And that was what's his name's last performance. He sold Bumblebee to Shia.
Bernie Mac.
Bernie Mac.
Oh, man, that was sad.
That was his last performance.
I love Bernie Mac. Yeah, that was tragic. There was like the first Transformers is the most fun in my opinion. From there, it's all up in the air depending on your time. Your mileage is going to vary. I didn't think Bumblebee was good. Like I liked Bumblebee
better when it was called E.T. the Extraterrestrial.
yeah. I mean that's very accurate.
Come on, Ryan.
I'm serious, dude.
Just take the movie as it is. Like,
Okay, I'm so sorry. The fucking Bumblebee. Okay. Here it is, the first movie where he's like talking
every week, Matt.
Yeah, shut up. Okay, but Matt hasn't, so we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
So I mean, okay, it was very creative to have Bumblebee talk through the radio for the first movie. Then at the end, when he had the British accent, I was like, okay, we're good. We're good to go. Then the second movie is like, oh fuck, we're robots. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. You got to continue to talk through your radio. All the way through Bumblebee, even Bumblebee, when they took it out, they were like, showing how, they took his voice box out and whatever. And that was it. I was like, that's his fucking shtick. I was like, dude, get that shit out of here, man. Yeah. That's just not cool. I'm done. I'm done.
The beginning part that they shoehorned in, the battle on Cybertron. that
The
did
battle on
teach us.
Cybertron was that wasn't even having anything to do with the stupid girl that wrote Birds
Christina
of Prey.
Hodson. That was the last. Yeah, I have the Blu-ray
It
of
had nothing to do with the
yeah. If you watch the behind the scenes on the Blu-ray, they go. It was like a last minute edition.
Yeah, they shoehorned
and they
it in.
wanted to put Megatron in it, but they took him out because of continuity issues with Michael Bay's finding him in the snow or some shit.
They wanted to keep it open just in case they want to connect it. That's what they were trying to do.
And the thing is, like what I hated about Bumblebee was the opening, the battle for Cybertron was great. I don't give a fuck. That to me was awesome.
I
like,
love that.
Like that's why I'm excited for the War for Cybertron trilogy coming to Netflix pretty soon.
Yes.
I'd love to see what that little excerpt. I'd love to see a whole movie. Like Hollywood has this idea that you have to have some human in it to fucking relate. You don't.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You don't have to have that. It would be really compelling to watch a completely Cybertronic movie.
I would love
because they would make
it two factions going at it, reasons why. Prime. When he was what the hell was he before he was Prime? I forget his something Flux or.
But I mean, all you have to do is just bring in Peter Cullen, and everyone's going to recognize the voice. Although he's getting up there in years.
Peter Cullen is getting old as shit. So is Frank Welker.
I think it's Frank Welker because he fucked up. He fucked up Scoop. Like he should not have been the voice for Scoop. That voice you could tell was like borderline.
I'm really. If the writing's good, I mean, you can still have humans in it. But Gaga talks about that song in the Transformers cartoon movie. Like that's still a classic to me, man.
Oh, you got touch.
Yes. Oh man, I love that movie, man.
I think they should do a Transformer because I know they're supposed to be working on a Beast Wars movie. I've heard talks about a Beast, like that's going to be the reboot.
I've heard talks about that as well.
And it's like, I'm like, for one, like, all right, like fuck off. Like, I don't give a shit about that. Like, I don't want to see it, but I would watch it because it's Transformers. I just never cared about Beast Wars. It was just never my jam.
Agnes.
I never got into it.
I'm an unsolved mystery guy.
Oh, what's up?
Unsolved mysteries guy.
Peter
Stack.
Robert Stack. Robert Stack. Yeah, man.
Peter.
Yeah, you keep fucking up names. What's up with Peter, man? You got Peter on the brain. Something you want to tell us there, Ryan? You want to talk about some Peters? I
don't like cock.
Oh my god! I have to say though, I'm actually pleasantly surprised that the video I put out, finally calling out the Fandom Menace, is not doing as bad as I thought it would be. Because every time I criticize Doomcock, I get the thank you. I have like 125 likes to 78 dislikes. I thought I'd have more. When the Doomcock army comes in, I get dislike bomb.
It's all about engagement, right?
Well, you'd actually be surprised about that too. Yes, to an extent it is, but if it becomes a massive, overwhelming problem, it has very damaging repercussions. I could talk more about that privately. Trust me.
We'll talk.
But I mean, hold on. We need a movie with Spike and Spark. Oh, fuck off. We don't need that.
Put you with the Transformers, but then
I just want it to I want it made, and then I want John Campea to be the only person to see it.
Come on, guys.
That's what I want. And then just to watch his review and sit there and just have a little clicker every time he says it. Click it. Every time he drops the N-bomb, click it, because he would. You saw that video, right? You see that? Did you see that clip?
Yes.
Like, I mean, I get what he was trying to say, and he since apologized. I'm just giving him a hard time over it. But it's that. I mean, if I can even say anything, really, I don't know how it all works. But it's funny that like he still went there in that regard. And like I've been stupid and said shit like that before too, like in the vein of trying to be funny, and like it's
everybody wanted to cancel you. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not why they want to cancel me, but it was tied into it. I'll tell you that much. Worst mistake of my fucking life. Jesus Christ. Never go to the Dollar Tree and buy a puppet, make it talk. Bad call. However, it's
all right, Geeks Comics Entertainment.
Let's see. All right, man. Thanks all for coming in, bro. Thank you very much, dude. It's been a lot of fun. I probably got to wrap this up here pretty soon myself. I still have to record my podcast for tomorrow because I do a true crime podcast that I meant to do today. I had to go out this morning and like go get my car worked on, and that was like 4 hours at the dealership, and then I got back and then it's like, oh hey, baby duty, and it's like, all right. Well, I have a 2.5-year-old daughter and nearly a 1-year-old. So, you know, like it was like my girlfriend wasn't feeling very well. So she's like, can you take them while I nap? And I'm like, I have work to do. And I just got sent that Doomcock article. And I'm like, could you just give me like 10 minutes? Because I need to say some stuff. And she's like, can you do it when you get back? I'm like,
I totally can.
I'm like, fine. I'll take him for a walk. You know, because it's like 100 degrees out here in Washington. But I mean, it's like, so I do this true crime podcast. That's a lot of, I like it. It's a lot of fun. And I'll tell you this, this is the craziest thing, man. That whole genre, like, and in this genre, it's mostly dudes, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that genre, it's like 99.5% women. Right? It's crazy. It is nuts to me. Like I'm in this one group of like 135,000 people, and I'm pretty active in there. And literally, I see maybe like 2 other guys that just randomly. comment.
Okay. Men or women like hearing about crimes. Men like contemplating about crimes
or committing them if you talk to the right people.
My lady watches ID channel all the time. All those murders.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah, no, it's informative murder porn. Like I think South Park had the best name ever for that. Is informative murder porn, and like I'll talk about that sometimes.
South
people
Park makes so many good points.
They do. They really. That's where I think last night. I don't know if either of you guys caught. I was doing this last night too, having a stream. It was just me talking. We're talking about like the comedy between South Park and Family Guy because they've been on roughly about the same amount of time overall. You know. And like, you know, like apparently Trey and Matt have criticized Seth MacFarlane and I was talking about like their different stylings where I think both are extremely intelligent. Basketball is a fucking comedy classic. Same with Cannibal the Holocaust or Cannibal the Musical,
America.
Team America. And yeah, Basketball. I saw that first showing back in like I think it was August 98 when it came out. And I went to go see it first day. Yeah, love that goddamn movie, and I really do think both of those guys are. Oh, and Orgasmo. Orgasmo is. Have you ever seen that, Sil? Have you seen Orgasmo?
No.
Oh, you're missing the fuck out, dude. You like South Park?
What about the Thumb Wars?
Oh yeah.
That was Steve Odekirk, though. That was Steve Odekirk.
Okay.
That was Odekirk. But Orgasmo,
the Kung Fu with the cow.
Oh, that was Enter the Fist. That was Enter the Fist. That was funny. That was really funny. Your nipples are the size of milk duds. Oh, you know, yeah, like wee. We used to quote that movie all the time back in the day, me and my friends. But no, like, but Orgasmo is hysterical because it's a story of a Mormon mission played by Trey Parker, who travels to LA, and he's trying to mission and convert people, and he ends up on a porno set for a movie called Orgasmo. And they need a athletic actor to do the combat, and he ends up fighting these security guards and kicking their ass. And so the director, this porn producer, brings him on as Orgasmo, and he's like, "Well, I can't do the sex stuff because it's against my religion." He's like, "I don't give a fuck," And so like he's just there in costume, and it's just this Mormon guy working with all these porn stars, and like I think it's Julia Ann pops up in the movie. Ron Jeremy is Jizzmaster Zero in the movie. Like it's NC-17. It is NC-17. Like I had to go to a specialty video store in order to rent it when it came out.
Wow.
Like I had to go to the video store that has the back porno room. And I had the curtain. Yeah, I had to go in there and go like, "Hey, you guys got that Orgasmo movie?" And they're just like, "Oh yeah, here it is. It's not in the porno section." I'm like, yeah. But I mean, it's fantastic. They did the soundtrack for it. Trey Stone and Matt Parker did the soundtrack. So it's a lot of like the opening song is called "Now You're a Man." It's like, "Now you're a man, manny, manny, man." So it's total South Park in the same kind of humor, but about the porn industry and in a Mormon leading man. And it still 20 years later, it's one of the funniest fucking movies you will ever see.
I've always heard about it.
Yeah, you should check out get the DVD. I think they might have it on Blu-ray now. But Kevin Smith actually did an audio track. Commentary track for it. Like Kevin Smith recorded his own commentary track.
He did that Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. And
I haven't seen that yet. And I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I haven't seen it yet.
Wow.
I think like I heard bad things about it. Like I heard so many bad things about it.
It was ridiculous, but I mean that's what
you expect from
It's like for me, like, and I have no problem saying this. Like to me, Kevin Smith is my personal hero. You know, like if I have a person that I
I
look
don't
up
know.
to
I
on
think
that
he cries
pedestal,
too much for me.
I cry too. I have a video. Look it up. I silver play button unboxing video, and I got my silver play button 4 years ago. I'm reading this like copy paste letter from fucking YouTube, and they're just like, "We just wanted to inform you that we." And I'm like, I literally am crying, but there's a reason why. About 3 months earlier, I was swatted. So like right before I hit 100,000 subs on my other channel, I was swatted. And so when you walk outside and there's a cop with a shotgun in your face, it kind of fucks you up a little bit. So that was one of the reasons why I cried. But I decided to post the video.
Button, they're like, give it back. No,
I didn't have it yet. But yeah, so no, I cried when I've cried. Like, I don't give a shit. And there's nothing wrong with male emotion, man. Like, that's the thing I like about Kevin Smith is like, he lets it flow through him. You know, like he doesn't give a shit. He's like, I love this stuff and I'm going to get emotional about this stuff.
I like when he does that.
Yeah, like I do too. Because it feels like, because you know that he's not fake. And I've seen him so many times at Comic-Con. Like I've seen him perform so many times there over the years. Like you just know he's such a funny person and a personable person. And he's like, the first time I met him was when he was at Comic-Con in 2001 promoting Jay and Silent Bob. No, that was Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. It was the reboot. That was the new one that came out.
The reboot, yes.
He was doing Strike Back. And I asked him a question. I forget what it was, but he gave me a free screening ticket to go to a sneak preview. And I was all like, I walked up and I shook his hand and said, "Thank you very much, sir." And he just goes like, "Sir, why are you calling me sir?" And I'm like, "I'm just showing respect, man." But like, I heard later on, years later, he started calling everybody sir. And I heard this, and I don't know if there's any connection to that. I doubt it. But it's like all of a sudden he would say, "Thank you, sir." You know, and he would just use it as a polite thing. And I do that all the time when I do customer service work. You know, I'm like, "Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am," that kind of stuff. But it's like, I just always like him on a personal level. I've read like he did a daily diary called My Boring Ass Life. That like took him, it was a whole year of his life working on like catch and release in Canada and like going to Comic-Con and like introducing Tenacious D when they played a special concert in Hall H that I had to fucking miss because my friend was getting married across the bay in fucking Coronado. God damn it. Of all fucking days, of all fucking years, my friend's like, "I'm getting married on this day." And I'm like, "Really? Really? You're getting married that day at that time?"
At that time, yeah.
At that time, he's like, "Why? What's going on?" I'm all like, "Tenacious D." And he's like, "I love Tenacious D." I'm like, "Me too," because I introduced you to them. They're performing at Comic-Con. And I'm going to be at Comic-Con, and then I have to leave and come to your wedding. Could we push it back? Can we push it? Could we delay it a little bit?
I'm gonna guess no.
No, of course not. His parents spent so much fucking money on that goddamn thing.
Exactly.
On the reception, the wedding was boring, but the reception was cool. They had make your own taco bars. You know, and a person who could breathe fire. But the thing is, like, my friends, we got there early. We got to Hall H. We were front row. Right? We were front row for the Kevin Smith panel. And so I got to see Kevin Smith, and like he had brought out who was the guy that did Donnie Darko? Richard Kelly. Like he brought out Richard Kelly to talk about Southland Tales. It was fucking stupid. And then I had to leave, but my friends, we had gotten front fucking row at Comic-Con. You know how hard it is in Hall H to get front row? And then they sat there all day and they got front row seats to Tenacious D. And at one point, after the wedding was over, I had an hour to kill till the reception. I get a phone call from one of my buddies who's in there. And he's like, "Hey, you want to listen?" And I'm like, "Listen, I have a little Nokia cell phone at the time, like a little piece of shit Nokia cell phone." And I'm sitting there like, "All right." And I put it on speakerphone, and it's like, you know, and I'm just like walking through Coronado Island going, "Yep, this sounds fucking amazing." You know? And it's just like, you know, that's the thing with Con, man. Con is a big part of some shit. But yeah, anyway, yeah. I should probably wrap this thing up. It's 11 o'clock. I'm sweating my balls off here. Fucking Taylor is like, "I was at that panel." Wait, which panel? The fucking Tenacious D one, you bastard. Nah, Taylor's been my friend for years. He's been my friend for years. San Diego represent. You know, man, I fucking miss San Diego. God damn it, I miss San Diego. I don't know where you guys are from, but it's not San Diego.
Yeah, I'm in Houston.
Oh my God, how was that? I've only been there one time.
Yeah, no, it's just hot.
Yeah,
That's probably everywhere right now.
Yeah. No, it's like a sauna.
I could never do like my friends were trying to get me to move to Houston back in 2002 because they moved out there, and that's when I went to go take their.
It's growing. I mean, we're still the fourth largest, but we're still growing, man. I mean, they're just it's amazing how many people are here.
Yeah,
that's what I hear.
It's big. Yeah, I mean, I've been to like San Antonio, and I've been to El Paso, and I've been to Houston, and I've been to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Arlington and stuff. Mm-hmm. I've never been to Austin. Like I've been to all other major cities in Texas except
you've been
Austin.
to California, so you've been to Austin.
I'm from Portland. I'm from Portland.
Californians moved to Austin. So.
Yeah. Well, also, I mean, Portland, Oregon has like the Keep Portland Weird sign that we stole from Austin, and a lot of people don't realize that we straight up culturally appropriated that shit. So for like the left leaning city that it is, they steal stuff all the time. But and now it's practically on fire. But it really is like it's fucking insane down there right now.
It wasn't stealing; it was reparations.
Oh, poor form, sir. Poor form. I'm gonna send you a polar. I'm gonna send you a polar bear puppet. Okay, I want you to say
no, thank you.
That was terrible.
That was bad.
That was
not as bad as a red mask.
Oh well, I mean,
it's on that level right now.
Let's not sugarcoat it. It was bad, but like
probably the worst joke you ever said, right?
Hey,
I think at this point in time, I'm going to say yes until there might be some unearthed audio some point time down the road. I have no fucking idea. I've been privately recorded a number of times, and not that I said anything terrible. It's just like I don't know what I've said.
We all have. People get too sensitive about stuff.
I mean, like the way I view it is this, man, is like I like to make jokes. The hardest part about doing YouTube nowadays is like I have like a different personality style. Like I get shit for this all the time. So it's like when I've been doing my videos, like I'm me, but I'm like kind of professional me, And then when I do live streams, I'm more laid back and loose. And as a result of that, a lot of people they think I'm faking it one way or the other, but like I just am like that personally. Like when I'm around people, I lighten up, I loosen up a bit. When I'm by myself, it's kind of like, who the fuck am I impressing? I'm with me all the time. I kind of suck. So, hold on, let's see here. Ryan here, $5 super chat, sir. Thank you so much. What do you think of Jablinski Games? I like Jablinski Games. That's the Jack Black channel where he was like going to like the he was like, I'm doing a gaming channel.
He looks so old.
He's got to shave that beard, man.
Yeah, he looks so scraggly and just white haired and
yeah, he's because you look at him, he's like like I got gray coming in, which I hate looking at every day.
Yeah,
and then he's older than me considerably, but it's just massive.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, I don't want Jack Black getting old.
Jumanji movies or whatever, and he's like, oh, okay, it's normal Jack Black, and then you see him in that, and he's like, wildebeest.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's definitely kind of weird to see it sometimes, and I've been a big Jack Black fan for a long time. I mean, his cameo appearance in Biodome was pretty funny. And then also popping up in a lot of because they had Tenacious D cameoed in Biodome. But the first movie he was in, I believe, one of the first movies he was in Demolition Man.
He was a child performer though. I mean, he did.
Was he a child performer? Oh no, he was the bad guy in the Neverending Story 3. Yes. He was the bad guy, and like he was the bully in Neverending Story 3. But then like what really kind of brought him to, I think, prominence was because he did Mars Attacks, which he had that small cameo, small role, I should say. I don't want to say cameo, where he died. But then he was in Cable Guy as the best friend.
Yeah,
and that's what I think kind of put him on the map a little bit. Because I think Cable Guy is highly underrated.
No, it's a great Ben Stiller movie. He's a great director.
Yeah,
Steven.
It's Ben Stiller is fantastic. I think he's doing something new. I think he just signed a deal with Netflix the other day.
Everybody is.
Yeah, well, there's money there, and the thing is, Netflix pays up front. That's why they pay up front. They don't pay that fucking royalty shit. They're like, up front, here's your money. I mean, that movie with The Rock and Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds, The Red Notice, they've paused filming it, but they were filming it before everything shut down. That one was a $225 million price tag.
Oh, wow.
For fucking Netflix. I remember when Bright came out at the end of 2016 and everyone, and Bright had a $90 million.
Everyone's freaking out over that.
And that was like, everyone like, whoa, man, whoa, what are you doing? Like, this is too fucking much. If you got Will Smith, yeah, considerably. I mean, how much are they dropping for Snyder? 70 million is the kind of the running thing
at least
here?
80. Yeah.
So, I don't know what do we got here? We have some weird ass trolls in the fucking chat.
What's going on?
I don't know. I'm seeing some crap here. Oh, let's see. Yeah. Oh, the Jackal. Yeah. Jack Black was in the Jackal too, as he gets his arm blown off.
Oh, wow.
He
he was also in that one movie, I think with Will Smith, where he was in the truck with
Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State.
Yes.
Yeah. Enemy of the State. He popped up in that too. Yeah. I loved Enemy of the State. That was such a fun.
I
love Tony Scott.
That's on HBO Max right now too, I think.
Ooh,
yeah.
I gotta go check that one out, man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite Will Smith movies, actually. Yeah.
That's a good one. And then Regina King. I don't think Regina King gets the love. I mean, she did after Watchmen, but like
she got it before Watchmen, right before Watchmen, but yeah,
because I remember her on Friday.
For Friday, yeah, right.
She was from a different world, right?
Yeah. Like, I mean, like, what is it? What was her friend? Her friend was Felicia.
On a TV show, though, right?
Regina King. She was in. Yeah, she's done a bunch of stuff. I've been a Regina King fan, and there's also Regina Hall, who I haven't seen pop up in a long time. But I remember there was a lot of confusion between Regina King and Regina Hall back in the day. Like a lot
for some people, I guess.
For some people, like they're different actors. They do different things.
She's totally different.
But I haven't seen Regina Hall in anything in years. And that's a shame, because I think she's a funny person. I liked her in the Scary Movie movies and everything else.
Regina King, she's looked the same for the last 20 years. Like,
she has. She really has.
That's what they say, black don't crack. That's what they mean.
Yes, that is what you said. That is what you said. You said, not me.
I can
you
say
said it. That's right. But through you, I am nodding and accepting.
I know we got to telegraph everything. But hey, she looks good. That's the whole point.
No, she's a very attractive woman. She's a very attractive woman. Yeah. It's just.
John was like, hold on. I know what you're doing.
I will not fall into your trap, sir. I've been down this pathway before. I've been down this path. It did not end well for me. I really hope people actually enjoy the replay of this entire fucking thing. I really do. I hope people get through, and then there's probably some selective clips people will pull out and kick my ass. But there's I've been a fan of Regina King. I really loved her in Watchmen. I thought she did a great job in Watchmen, and like a lot of she popped up as the wife in Enemy of the State, and that wasn't a big role, but I thought she was pretty good. What was it? Lisa Bonet was in that one too.
Yeah, that's right.
She was in that one. Jason Lee popped up for a brief second in Enemy of the State, which I thought was pretty crazy.
You got Gene Hackman?
Gene Hackman. There's a lot of people that were in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. Yeah, I gotta, like that was kind of one of the ones that really opened up, I think, people's eyes to like the surveillance state, Big Brother.
Yeah,
back then
it holds up good too. It holds up pretty well.
What was that one? It was a Bad Company that was Chris Rock and Anthony Hopkins. Did you ever see that one where they bring in Chris Rock to be a CIA asset?
I'm sure I have.
I saw it like one time back in the day.
I'm sure I saw.
That kind of rings a bell.
Here's one. Carl here says Wild Wild West is underrated.
No, it's not.
No,
it's what it should be.
But I will say this though, as bad as that movie is, the song, it still holds up 20 years later. I love that song. Wiki 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 wow. Wiki 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 West. Jim West Desperado. I'll tell you what Will Smith's movie song is did not hold up well is Men in Black. Like I remember back in '98 loving the soundtrack to that and loving that song. And then
here comes Forget Me Nots.
Yeah. But then like here comes the Men in Black. And then I was listening to it again on like a 90 station on Sirius that popped up. And I'm listening to the lyrics. And I'm like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like, what does this even mean? This doesn't mean anything. And then I'm still singing along. but like it made like no sense in the world. Like I'm like, was I on crack when I was fucking 17 years old watching this movie?
The world was on crack.
It was like, I mean, even go back and listen to like Millennium. Like some of the lyrics just don't make a lot of sense.
Man. That's crazy.
Like DJ Jazzy Jeff, man, he fucking, he fucking weird dude. But like, no, I love Wild Wild West for that reason.
Just a song.
Also Salma Hayek in a corset, so I can't really complain about that one.
I mean, this,
and then also
in that other movie, right? That Desperado movie?
Oh, well, yeah, with Penelope Cruz.
Yeah.
I only know about it from like the subtle lesbian hints.
And From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, Santica de Monaco. That's, yes.
I tell you.
Oh, yeah, that was also Desperado too. Cause she was,
Yeah, well, that's the same kind of.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's pretty much.
But I'm just saying, like I'm just saying that she actually was topless in Desperado, whereas she only was in a top. And you can, I'm just, MrSkin.com, or come to my sub site, MrForeskin.com, and I made that joke on Dave Pena's stream the other day. I made that crack in the comment section because we were talking about like celebrity nudity and whatever, and they're like, "Oh, Jarbo's Mr. Skin." I was like, "Mr. Foreskin." I just say random things, and I made a joke on his stream about like Anna Kendrick getting railed from behind in the HBO Max show, and then if I pop up in the chat, like his audience just starts dropping that comment. So it's like I made it into a meme, and then they bring it up to Dave all the time. It's pretty fucking funny.
That's crazy.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. It was Santanico Pandemonium. Thank you, James. I got it wrong. I can admit.
Hey.
I wasn't really caring about the name though, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna say I'll admit my faults, but I mean that snake and the tequila, and then also Los Lobos is playing in the background, and those guys kick fucking ass. So that was the band, because it was the same band that was in Desperado.
Yeah.
And I just love Rodriguez. Yeah. And then also I was going to make this mention too. The Wild Wild West had the gigantic ass mechanical spider. And then going back to Kevin Smith's screenplay for Superman,
It was Superman. What was it?
It was like Superman Lives.
Superman Lives. Yeah.
John Schnepp, brought that out.
Yeah.
Too,
I need to watch that documentary again. That was a good documentary.
Man. I need to buy that because I saw it online, like a deluxe version. I need to buy that. Yeah.
I know. I'm still bummed that Schnepp kicked the bucket, man. That fucking sucks. Man. Like, I kind of wonder, like, I had this weird thought. I'm going to wrap it up. We've been on for about 2 hours. I'm just going to wrap it up after this. I had this weird thought yesterday because there was a political commentator who passed away suddenly. And everyone's all like doing all these like, tribute videos. And it got me thinking like, people on YouTube, these influencers, like in the next, 50 years, like a lot of us are going to start dying the fuck off. Probably before then because, like cocaine. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I really wonder what people would say. Like, if I were to suddenly die, would there be any videos? Like, oh, I'm gonna miss Matt. And then and it's kind of a narcissistic thing to think about. But I was just like, I was doing the dishes today, and I was like, I really wonder what people would say about me if I died. Would they just like really kind of like gloss over the stupid shit and just go like, he told some funny jokes, or would it be like, I'm glad that fucker's rotten in hell? Either one could be true. I mean, I could point to some people that probably would say either or, but I think it'd be kind of funny. And then I thought back to the movie. God damn it. It was Waking Ned Divine. Did you ever see Waking Ned Divine?
No.
It's oh god, such a good movie. It's an Irish flick out of like the late 90s.
Okay.
Where effectively like they have this lottery, and this guy named Ned Divine wins, and it's a very large lottery, but he dies. And so his friends find his body. They find that he has the winning ticket, but there's the lottery guy that's coming to town because they know he bought the ticket. And so they pretend to be Ned Divine. They get the whole town in on being Ned Divine, making sure one of the guys is Ned Divine. So then they can all split the money and they all can elevate themselves.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's this interesting story about a town coming together, but there's a scene where like they're doing the funeral for Ned Divine when the lottery guy shows up. And so they have to kind of fake it, but everyone's like talking about the guy who's playing Ned and kind of like who's still alive, but he's listening to what people are saying about him. And it's got me thinking about that. Like, would you want to ever be at your own funeral? Would you ever want to like, I mean, it's kind of an odd narcissistic way to end the show, but it's such a weird quandary. You know, like, would you want to sit there and like watch your family? Like, they wouldn't know you were there. They, you know,
Right.
like, you would be in the back, like watching through a monitor from a bunker 20 feet below or something like that. And it would just be like listening to what they had to say and like how you impacted them. And the reason why I bring it up is because I often wonder in this digital age, you know, when we're all looking to like get canceled for something stupid or another, does any of that even matter in the end? You know, like, does any of that even really matter to people who knew you best and what they think about you? And I just kind of also wonder, and this is for the audience to kind of ponder on, if we can just like, if we should do more to tell these people that we do care about them, that we appreciate what they do, we appreciate what they say, because for one, you never know if tomorrow's your last day. And two, like, you probably would want to say to that person who died what you really felt about them, you know? And like, it's just something that, like, this is why I like movies, because movies will ask you those questions and they'll put those thoughts in your head. And then I think through art and storytelling, we're allowed to then maybe express it and maybe figure out something. And that's just, I don't know, that's the thought that I had. Kind of a weird place to end, I'll fully admit.
Well, I mean, I look at like literature, or you know, like the Bible in a sense too. It's like literature. It's like art. It's kind of like puts stories in your head, and it says better is the day of someone's death than his birth. So it's something to that as far as you're celebrated more, you know, when you die. It's just like a human nature thing, you know. Yep. Exactly.
So anyway, that's kind of a random thought experiment for everyone who's watching this. So I don't want you to feel like, man, that was a really funny stream, but goddamn, you got real, Matt.
I just think that, like, you know, you be yourself, man. You don't have to go around and like kiss everybody before you die. But True. You know, I mean, you know, as long as you are who you are, you impact people whether you realize it or not. Because I mean, you could be going around saying, "Oh, hey, you know, I'm focusing on these people that I think I'm impacting," but these other people that you have no idea that you're impacting are like, well, hey, if you're going and talking to them, you know, you impacted me a hell of a lot more than you probably impacted them. So, man, it's just, you can't worry. You can't really kind of sit on that.
Yeah.
Because if you do, it's not worth it. Because so really the only thing you can do is just control your world and control who you are. And,
yeah,
that's good advice.
That's pretty much it.
The people that matters, those are the ones that's gonna say your eulogy, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would hate that. I would hate to have that anyway. I just, you know, hey, when I die, just have a party, man. Don't waste a whole bunch of money on anything.
I just want to like subtly, secretly pay someone like unknown to my whole family to show up and just go, he had a really big dick. Just say that and leave, right? And they'll be like, what the fuck was that shit? And they'll be like, wait, what? Like, just remember that he had a really big dick, and then that's it, because
I don't think that will go. I don't think that'll go the way you want it to go.
I don't know. I haven't tried. I haven't tried.
This is going to end how you think it's going to end.
It's not going to end the way it is. And on that note, when we quote The Last Jedi, it's time to close the bar. It's time to go to bed. Ryan, you fucked it all up, sir.
Once again, Ryan.
You had to bring up The Last Jedi in a positive.
Like on Fortnite.
Where's Max?
he's going to pop back in and just go, but anyway, to everyone watching, we have 48 people in here right now. Thank you all so much. We've been up, we've been down all night. If you guys want to catch a replay, this will be over on the Hollywood After Dark channel, which I think you can probably find in one of the video descriptions. And it'll be over there. I thank you to Sil and to Ryan for coming on. This was a very fun conversation. The first time we've really kind of chatted like this, and we'll have to definitely do it again. And I'll probably be on tomorrow night, maybe, unless I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima. Which is a really fun game because I get to role play as a samurai, which that's clearly what I wanted to do as a kid. I wanted to be a fucking ninja. Now I can in ancient Japan. All right, everyone. Have yourself a great night and peace out.